What's going on, folks? And thank you very much for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody this is the official 572 episode, okay? We're not counting last Friday's broadcast. A lot of things went haywire. There was an internet outage, yada, yada, yada. So what we're doing here is this is the official 572 episode of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, all right? That's what we're doing, all right? This is May 28, 2018. And that's what we're doing at this point in time, man. That's how we're rolling. That's all there is to it, all right? And with that being said, folks, I'd like to remind everybody before we get on with the broadcast to please spread it around like wildfire, all right? And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live on this Memorial Day 2018. We are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I love being independent, baby. I'm telling you, I love it. It is ghost.report. All right, that's what you type in your browser. It's as simple as that, ghost.report. Okay? That's how you get to the broadcast. That's how you listen live, baby. And without further ado, I'd like to remind everybody to please follow me on my only social media presence on the internet today, and I'm talking about Gab, folks. You can get there by typing in your browser right now, gab.ai, all right, gab.ai, and once you do, you can follow me on that social media under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And I want to say what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room right now on this Memorial Day. What's going on? And by the way, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and this will also, folks, if you're a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, aside from actually being a part of the official chat room, and I'm monitoring it right now during the broadcast, because you're a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, you get access to be able to just come onto the broadcast if you have anything you want to comment about, any kind of comments you'd like to make, if you want to have some sort of a debate with yours truly, whatever the case might be, you want to add something, add your opinion, well, this is where you go. You go to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and how do you get there? Easy. You go to my damn Gab account. Go to my Gab, Politics Ghost, and once you do, go ahead and click the subscribe for premium content button, all right? Subscribe for premium content, and once you do, private message me on Gab, all right? Private message me on Gab with your Discord chat name, folks, and once you do, make sure to get a Discord chat name on top of that. But once you do, I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room where we're chilling like insane villains doing some communist killing for a living. I'm kidding, all right? I'm not trying to invoke an Oflamo here, all right? Anyway, folks, my apologies. This past Friday, I tried to conduct a broadcast at a newly acquired bar that I had. It didn't work. The internet went down in the area. The internet was down for most of the night into the day, believe it or not. And, you know, it is what it is, folks. I mean, these types of things happen. These types of things happen. But this is the official 572. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. It was a definite long weekend. And before I get into anything, I want to take some time to remember those that fought for America and sacrificed their lives so that we can have the freedoms that many people out here take for granted, especially people that are out here demanding free things. You know who I'm talking about, these Antifa, these socialists with their hands out, gimme, gimme, gimme. What were all those troops that sacrificed their lives for this country, what were they asking for? What were they saying, gimme, gimme? They weren't asking gimme. They were giving. They were giving their lives so that we can have the lifestyle, the American lifestyle that everybody takes for granted indefinitely. And I want to take a moment, first and foremost, to pay my respects to those that served and those that sacrificed, the ultimate sacrifice for this country. And listen, I'm not drinking, okay? This is not a drinking moment. This is not a day where everybody just kind of indulges in all kinds of vice-filled gluttony. It is a time of remembrance. It's a time that freedom isn't given, it's taken. And we have to continue this quest of sustaining our freedom and making sure that we take it from this illegal criminal organization that we call Washington, D.C. Because in every capacity, folks, they are trying to take away our freedom. And they're using every kind of excuse in the book to do so. Oh, the kids are killing each other. Oh, we need to do this. Oh, we have to limit free speech, fake news, all this shit. And we can't let them do it, folks. This is the last bastion of freedom on the earth today. And I know that's a lot of people may find that hard to believe, but that's the absolute truth, man. I mean, we're the only country in the world where we are having this much freedom. And listen, to prove how much freedom we have is just take a look at the speech that yours truly has been conducting for the past 10 years. Critical of government officials, critical of governments, critical of my government. And yet I've stood here. I'm not saying I haven't been messed with by federal authorities, okay? I mean, it comes with the territory if you are going to be politically provocative. But I have had the ability to be free in this country and to say what I feel without the persecution of being imprisoned or worse, being executed. And that's what I love about this country. And that's what everybody should appreciate and thank. On this very day, Memorial Day, thank those that sacrificed their lives for this, for our freedom of speech, for our ability to have this type of lifestyle that we take advantage of every single day of our lives. And I'm not trying to, beat a dead horse, but folks, we are taking advantage of freedoms that I don't think people really appreciate, especially in today's America. The freedom to be able to travel. Listen, I was in a debate yesterday, last evening to be precise, in the inner circle. And I was talking to somebody about autonomous cars. Folks, I know everybody thinks autonomous cars is great technology and, oh my God, I could be able to just sit back on my fat ass and get from point A to point B without me having to worry about anything. And it'll be so safe for people. There'll be less traffic accidents. Everything will be so great. What you people don't understand is what exactly are you trading off for that autonomy? I mean, it's not like you're buying a car and the car itself is a autonomous, artificial intelligent robot. Basically, what you're doing is you're trading off your safety and your legal ease of potential litigation if this damn car screws up for technology. It's much like how many of us go into these social media networks and just push okay when it comes to these terms of services. Not realizing, for instance, on Facebook, that Mark Zuckerberg owns everything that you post on there indefinitely. He owns your photos, he owns your intimate details, your comments, your likes. It's all in there in the terms of service. There's nothing you can do about it. And this is what's going to be applied to autonomous driving. I mean, just think about this. There are so many things to be cautioned about when it comes to autonomous driving. First and foremost, who holds liability when it comes to an autonomous driving car accident? Who holds that liability? And secondly, if you are made to sign off a disclaimer or, push okay on the terms of service, does that mean that you have no legal recourse if you happen to be in a autonomous car and it gets into a car accident and you're injured? I mean, you're just left there? I mean, people don't ask these questions. You see, the reason that you can sue a car company if a car company is deemed produced a car that's defective is because they're producing a car in which you, the individual, can independently operate. So if you, the independent operator, are operating the vehicle like the status quo or what it was intended to do, and you get rear-ended and the damn car explodes because of a designer flaw, well, then that's why you can go and sue the car company. But you're not going to be able to do that with autonomous cars. And that's just one component of that. Let's take the totalitarian component. Take a look at Google, for instance, today. Google is out there banning people that are of right-wing political perspective. They're out here demonetizing people, banning people, preventing people from participating in the internet and their services. Why? Based on a lot of different factors. Mostly it's political. Mostly it's a bunch of folks that are on the right wing, pro-Trump, that are being banned by Google services, YouTube, etc. I mean, folks, I know that at first glance it's like, well, Google can do whatever it wants. True. But let's apply that to the autonomous driving component that Google is obviously researching and developing as we speak. Let's say you have a Google autonomous car, and for whatever reason, Google finds you offensive or dangerous or against whatever political status quo they're trying to subtly assert on its users because you buy guns, for instance. Because you're a right-winger, because you're pro-Trump, because you're anti-open borders. Whatever the case might be, they can make your car rendered useless. I mean, they're doing it now to YouTube channels. They're doing it now to YouTube services, Google services. I mean, what's to stop them for extending this even further? That your movement, your physical freedom of movement can be controlled. Because that's the whole purpose of implementing this autonomous driving, is to prevent other people from driving, to stop independent driving altogether. I mean, that's where this is incrementally going. And when there are no independent drivers on the road, then somebody or some entity or some government has control over your freedom of movement. And I think that's serious business, folks. I think this needs to be discussed. We talk about autonomous cars. We're talking about the potential for a Google, if they have their own autonomous car, rendering your car useless because you go against their political perspective or their open border policy or anti-gun, whatever. What's them to extend that from your car to your now Google modified home that has all kinds of Internet of Things, including your refrigerator? You don't think that's going to extend into that as well, folks? I mean, this is why all these people that are in Silicon Valley right now are data mining each and every one of our information to every smallest detail. And who is going to be in charge of that information, let alone why do they need all that information? Unless they are compiling that and using that to mold a new society like all fucking communists and all socialists do. And that's why I'm trying to tell each and every one of you folks that we need to remember on this Memorial Day, we still have freedom, damn it. We have the freedom of movement. We have the freedom of speech. We have the freedom to go out and make something of ourselves by utilizing capitalism. We still have that freedom. The proof that our vote still counts is the fact that we have Donald Trump in the presidency today. That is proof that the people's voice supersedes even the most corrupt and criminalistic swamp in Washington, D.C. If all of us in the United States of America were unified behind one idea, behind one person, the goddamn swamp, the Washington, D.C. machine cracks. And that's what we have to do. That's why the Washington, D.C. machine always wants us against each other. That's why they want poor against rich. That's why they want gay versus straight. They want man versus woman, black versus white. Because they don't want unification, because unified people in this country, in a free America, in a government that's made for the people and by the people, it's dangerous to this criminal organization that's called Washington, D.C. bureaucracy. That's why they want to stop independent media. That's why they want to ban right-wing speech. That's why they want to take away our constitutionally protected rights. They want to control us. They want to take away our freedom. And today is a day that everybody should recognize that people died for the freedom that you have. People died so that you can have this selfish perspective in the world today, because that's what most people have in Western civilization, is a very selfish view of the world today. And you're lucky. You're lucky you live in a civilization where you can be a spoon-fed autist and sit there at a 26, 27 years old, still living off mommy and daddy, and being a goddamn immature, cartoon-watching piece of useless shit. Only in America. Only in America do we see the Poe in America get fat. Oh, good God. This makes me sick. I'm Poe in America, but I'm fat in the ass. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, this is what we need to appreciate on today, Memorial Day, in which people sacrifice their lives so that we can have these freedoms. People sacrifice their lives so that we can be so selfish, indulgent, gluttonous. And instead of being so goddamn selfish, self-centered, egotistical, today's a day where we're not going to be as gluttonous and egotistical. And we're going to appreciate the fact that there were fucking men, American men out there, that were kicking ass and taking names just so that we can sustain what we have, the freedom we have today, the lifestyle we have today. And I'd like for everybody to at least today appreciate that, appreciate the fact that there were people willing to lay their lives down so that we can live this life. Good God, I hope some of you people are listening and understand where I'm coming from, man, because most people don't. Most people think that 3 hots in a cot and a chicken in every pot is something that is accorded to them because they were just shitted out of a goddamn womb. I'm not joking. There are people out here that think, oh, I'm born now into this world. I exist in this world now. I am entitled to free food. I am entitled to free health care. I am entitled to free everything because, I was born in this world, even though I've contributed absolutely nothing to this civilization. And that's why today is the day that you need to remember those that died so you could be so fucking selfish. And I'm talking to you autists, you Asperger, man-children, all you people that are living in a fucking la-la land. I'm talking to you. I mean, let me tell you something. I hate hearing about these stupid losers. I mean, did you hear about this 30-year-old idiot that had to be taken to court by his parents because this son of a bitch wouldn't leave the house? 30 years old, didn't want to leave the house and wanted mommy and daddy to take care of him till God knows when. Till God knows when. I mean, why are there so many losers to this capacity? And not to mention, if you are one of those losers, if you're finding yourself in a situation where you're finding your life into a dead end, and you don't know what the hell to do with yourself, and all you're doing is infatuating yourself with cartoons and video games and not making one contribution to not only the society, but to whoever the hell is sustaining your stupid man-child ass. If you find yourself in this position, well then, by God, go join the military, boy! Go join the damn military so they can make a man out of you, you son of a bitch! I can't believe that there are this many losers in America that are just burdens on their family, burdens on their parents, burdens on society, and instead of thinking in that stupid, scatterbrainy, psychotropic, drug-induced, autistic Asperger brain of theirs and say, you know what, maybe I need to go and I need to join the military, okay? Instead of going and loving cartoons and loving video games and acting like a tard, maybe I can do something. Maybe people will really be proud of me because I'm in the military and I'm doing something. I'm contributing. I'm helping America. But we're not going to see that, do we? And you know what? It makes me sick. It almost makes me war hawkish. I hate to say this because I'm not big on like unnecessary wars, but fuck. I mean, man, we need a war where we enlist a draft so that these sons of bitches go out and see the realities of war, life, and death, so that it could scare the fucking autism and Asperger's and the man-child right out of their fucking asses. You understand? And look, I'm looking at an autistic chat room right now. Here it is. Oh, here we go again. Oh, not again with this autism. Look, there's an idiot with a freaking pony in his freaking profile. Another idiot with a stupid cartoon face in his profile. Here's another idiot with Homer Simpson in his profile. The first hour is Autism Hour, where Ghost talks about how much he hates autism, only to talk about them and beg for them. Well, then why do you keep listening there, autistic man-child, if that's what you think? You want to know why you keep listening? Because you know I'm telling the truth. There's a part of your stupid, fucked up brain that there's a spark in there. You know, it's like in the back. And you know I'm telling the goddamn truth. That's why you're sitting here listening to this shit, you stupid autistic piece of waste of life. And you know something? For all you autists that are getting triggered because I'm calling you a waste of life, for all you Asperger assholes that are getting triggered because I'm calling you a waste of life, you know what you can do to change that? If you can't get a job, if you can't sustain yourself for whatever fucking reason, join the fucking military so they can make a man out of your ass. Do you understand that? Join the military so they can make a man out of your ass. Fucking pussies. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. This has to be said. I'm sick and tired of this crap. I'm sick and tired of this. Anyway, I'm just so sick. Oh yeah, since we're talking, you know what? I better stop talking about autism and Asperger's. I mean, you all understand. I don't like you people, right? You all understand that I think that you cartoon-watching pieces of man-child crap are one step towards pedophilia. Many of you are already there. And I think that you should be watched, if you want my opinion. And you know what? Everybody's coddling your stupid asses, and this is why you people do this. And I'm not going to coddle you stupid fucks anymore, right? If you don't like what I say about autism, then get the fuck off my show. Get out of here. I already told all you people that I refuse to be freaking entertainment for tards. All right? I already told all you I refuse to be entertainment for tards. But for whatever reason, you people want to... I don't know what it is. You people insist on continuing to follow me around, continuing to listen to my show, when obviously this man doesn't like you. He doesn't care about you. I mean, so why is it? Oh, well, we're going to make you pay, Ghost. You're not going to do nothing. You're an autistic idiot. You're an Asperger's moron. You're not going to do shit. All right? You're an idiot. You want to do something? Go join the military. You waste a fucking life. Oh, is he going to talk about this again? Oh, I don't want to listen to this because I'm an autistic Asperger asshole, and I don't like it. You shove it up your ass, you waste of life. You're a waste of life, okay? Prove me wrong that you're not waste of life. I mean, that's all you got to do. I mean, just prove me that you're not a waste of life. And you know what? You're not going to be able to prove it to me. Because many of you are living with mommy and daddy, or just mommy or fucking granny, or somebody who is sustaining your stupidity and ignorance. And just that lifestyle alone, you're not going to be proud of. That's why nobody wants to play with your Peter Popper, boy. I mean, come on, baby. I mean, you know it and I know it. That's why I'm telling the fucking truth. So anyway, look, I'm sorry for talking about all this autistic crap. These people are a bunch of... These people just... They make me sick, man. I dropped my production notes on the floor talking about these fucking tards, man. Damn it. Got production notes today. But that's enough of these goddamn monkey spanking, pud pulling, squirrel fisting, cartoon fetish having, cheese hole chomping, fart fragrant, expert looking, 2 girls and 1 anus loving, pecker shaft fetish having, Jehudi jawbone and pieces of migrant mouth hugging shit. All right? I'm sick and tired of talking about autists and Asperger's, so that's about enough. I've had enough. It's Memorial Day. I just hope that you people realize that the reason that you can be autistic, childish, fucking man-children that watch cartoons and play video games all day is because people died for you stupid morons to do so. But of course, you fucking idiot autists don't give a shit. You're like, I don't care as long as I can watch my video game and my cartoons. That's all I want to know. And I want to be able to write nice stories. That's what I want to do. I want to write nice stories about ponies being incontinent and pissing in their pants. I want to write nice stories. I'm sorry, folks. All right, let's move on. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk some fucking business here. All right, that's what everybody wants to talk about. Let's talk a little bit about some crypto, man. Oh my God, what did I tell you about this crypto market being in correlation with the U.S. dollar? And the U.S. dollar, folks, is at a bull run right now. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the U.S. dollar prior to covering a little bit of these cryptos. Now, I know there's a lot of people asking, like Ghost, why exactly is the dollar in a boom market right at this point now? Well, there's a lot of factors. I think we talked about the Federal Reserve factor and the fact that they're raising interest rates, recalling all those outstanding dollars that have been printed out since Alan Greenspan was the Federal Reserve chairman. And I want to discuss other factors that are causing this dollar to rise. So if you're very concerned on why you're seeing cryptocurrency markets contract, if you want to hear a bunch of economic mumbo jumbo, because that's really what it comes down to, well then stay tuned. I'm about to explain many different factors on why the U.S. dollar is king in the fiat currency arena. Now, the first and foremost is the Italian election, folks. Believe it or not, the Italian election annihilated the political center and produced a coalition of, according to most EU experts, the worst scenario of the far left, which is the the Five Star Party, and the far right, which is the Northern League. These are two populist anti-EU parties that won 54% of the vote. All right. Now, they recently supposedly established a government with these two far left and far right populists being in control of Parliament. Now, unfortunately, that right there has been somewhat usurped. There's a lot of things going on. Looks like the government is falling apart out there in Italy. It doesn't look like whatever government they constructed it's not working. So it looks like we may or may not have an election this year related to the mess that's happening in the Italian parliament. Now, why does that affect the dollar, right? Well, let's just talk about the Italian economic system. The Italian economic system is like a de facto bankrupt banking system, man. I mean, let me read this stat. 130% public debt GDP ratio. I mean, it's literally draining money out of the EU. I'm surprised the EU is even fighting this hard, to keep the Italians a part of the EU. But, it is what it is. I mean, they just, their gums are still bleeding from Brexit. You've got uprising against the EU in Poland and Hungary. I mean, so you got a lot of opposition in Europe against the EU, and the last thing they want is one of the old European powers to be able to withdraw from the EU and make it less credible, for the lack of a better term. So once again, folks, 130% public debt GDP ratio, a toxic mafia presence also in Italia, which makes it a little bit, a little scary to say the least. Anyway, let's just be honest. The nightmare scenario for this is that the euro is for the euro, and the euro is 57% of the U.S. dollar. So what it is that whether you have a withdrawal from Italy from the EU or not, this is definitely going to hit the balance books of the euro dollar, and as a result, the euro dollar is going to contract, and if the euro dollar contracts in value, that's going to mean that's more value for the U.S. dollar. So that's one factor, okay? Second factor is that the Italian-German bund debt spread has surged, and I'm going to read this little bit that I got in this one article here. The Italian-German let me see this again. The Italian-German bund debt spread has surged, as has Italy's risk of sovereign debt default. So it's on a potential debt default, given the fact that its GDP is 130% debt. The euros fall into the SNB's floor against the Swiss franc at 120 is an ominous message for a systematic risk. There is no way for the European Central Bank can begin quantitative tightening in September, a premature end to Dr. Draghi's asset purchase program. I think Dr. Draghi is the ECB chairman, if I'm not mistaken, could easily trigger a Greek-style sovereign debt crisis. So once again, I mean, this Italian situation could cause a Greek-style sovereign debt crisis, only on a far bigger scale. Italy has the third largest bond market in the world, okay? So what does that mean, folks? Italy has the third largest bond market. That means that there are a lot of investors in the world today that are holding bonds from Italy. And if Italy defaults on its debt, then there are a lot of people that are going to feel that hurt. And a lot of them are going to be banks. They're going to be institutions who invested in Europe, etc. So, in my personal view, folks, if we see a kind of Greek-like crisis hit Italy, I mean, the contagion of that could spread because, I mean, we already see that Germany has a pretty big debt load in relation to Italy. Who knows? I mean, it's the third largest bond market. So that's very scary, man. So, okay, so what's going to happen? The bond market of Italy defaults. The euro is going to tank. The euro tanks. The dollar is going to raise in high value. And as a result, we're going to continue to see fucking decreases in the cryptocurrency markets. You know? I mean, that's what we're going to do, man. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Anyway, let's continue going. Another reason why the dollar is running up, the U.S.-China deal. You know how U.S. and China are trying to renegotiate the trade deal. Well, what's going to happen here is that we've already gotten a pre-commitment from China that they're willing to purchase $200 billion extra to kind of offset the discrepancy in the trading deal that the U.S. has with China. Now, what's happening here is that $200 billion that China's going to commit to purchasing goods from the United States, most of those goods are going to consist of commodities. I think we've talked about that in the past. Now, what's unfortunate is that somebody who does deals with China are going to take a hit. Now, I've been talking to my friends from Australia, Inner Circle, and the True Capitalist Radio chat room. They have told me that China is now using their agriculture as leverage. They're threatening to stop purchasing their cattle and other agrarian goods out of Australia, at the same time committing to the United States for $200 billion in agricultural goods. So what China's doing here is they are trying to offset the $200 billion that they're going to have to purchase from the United States by taking away from other trading partners, which could also affect the dollar, because right now Australia, they have a very steady currency. It's very stable. But it could become very unstable, and it could drop because of these deals that are happening right now. And other countries that could be affected from this $200 billion purchase by China of United States agriculture and commodities goods, you're going to have people like China, South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia. I mean, these people in the Asiatic areas, they're also going to be affected, because $200 billion purchase, that's not peanuts. You know, China's got to find that somewhere, and it's going right to Australia. It's going right to Japan. It's going right to South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia. And while they pull the deals from these countries so that they can purchase $200 billion in U.S. commodities, the currencies of these countries are going to fall, because the GDP is going to fall, because China's going to take back those commitments that they traditionally had with Australia, with Japan, South Korea, etc., and give it to the United States. So that means the dollar is going to continue to rise, because these currencies are going to be affected by that $200 billion commitment that China is claiming it's going to purchase in U.S. commodities. So that's another reason why we're seeing the U.S. dollar, really, really on a bull run here. Let's take a look at another one. The correlation coefficient between the greenback and Uncle Sam debt yield has risen in the past month with a vengeance. Japanese inflation data shows Governor Korda's 2% inflation target is a central banker's midsummer's night fantasy. This means there is no chance that the Bank of Japan will exit its zero bond yield policy in 2018. Shinzo Abe is mired in a political scandal, and yet another LDP faction, in a yet another LDP factional night of long knives. Yeah, I don't want to get into the scandal, what's going on inside the scandal with Abe, but y'all need to read that up for yourself. But that's another reason why we're seeing another increase in the dollar. I mean, look at all this bad news that's going on all over the world. Meanwhile, the United States is kicking ass, taking names. I mean, that's what's causing the dollar to continue to rise. I mean, I could continue to go on, man. Let's talk about the Turkish lira. I mean, you got fucking Erdogan in Turkey wanting to eliminate the central bank and have the government print out its own money. So what the hell does that mean? He's going to default on all his debt as well. I mean, it's unfucking believable what's happening here. I mean, I can go on. Let's talk about Canada. The Canadian dollar has traded as low as $1.29. And the reason is NAFTA. The NAFTA deal. What the hell's going to happen with the NAFTA deal, baby? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is going to affect the definite Canadian dollar and what exactly is going to be traded from one way to the next. I mean, this is all rising the U.S. dollar. You understand what I'm telling you guys, right? And, I mean, here's some more. Financial markets now ignore the U.S. trade and budget deficits and now focus on relative U.S. economic outperformance versus Europe. And we've been kicking ass. This is the Make America Great Again economic policy. So once again, these factors, folks, are the reason why the U.S. dollar is going up the ass. I mean, it's going up and up and up. Now, with that being said, the cryptocurrency markets have been going down, down, down. I mean, let me take a look. Just look at the market capitalization right now of the entire damn market. It's ridiculous. We are now at $304 billion market cap. $304 billion market capitalization. I mean, good God. Folks, we were just at about $420 billion about 3 weeks ago. And what is causing the decrease in crypto? The rise in the U.S. dollar. Now, if you want my opinion, folks, I think this is the time to buy in cryptocurrency. And for all you fucking crypto traders that are out there, if you want to call the next increase in the cryptocurrency market, take a look at that U.S. dollar. Once that U.S. dollar goes down, it doesn't look like it's going to go down anytime soon, but if it does, that's when cryptocurrency markets are going to go up. That's what me, the Inner Circle, we've been monitoring the U.S. spot dollar index 24 hours a day, and we've got a situation in which if it goes down, we try to notify and ping each other as quick as possible so we can make money moves out here. But either way, I think this is buying time right now in the cryptocurrency markets. The only reason that we're seeing decreases in crypto is because these cryptocurrencies are paired with the U.S. dollar. Okay? And since these cryptos are paired with the U.S. dollar, once again, if the U.S. dollar goes up in value, the cryptocurrency markets are going to go down in value. But let's just say for the sake of argument, and this is what we need, and for all you crypto guys out there that are, trying to create exchanges and trying to create these types of things, what somebody needs to do is this. Aside from having the ability to cash out very easily your cryptocurrency into U.S. dollars, somebody needs to supply a service in which you can liquidate your cryptocurrency in any fiat currency in the world. Because if you pair cryptocurrency with the peso, for instance, it is a completely different ballgame. If you pair the cryptocurrency with the euro, it's a completely different ballgame. You're going to get different values. You're going to get different prices. Right now, it's down in USD. When you pair cryptocurrency up with USD, it's down. But if you pair it up right now with the Japanese yen, I guarantee you it's on the way up. You pair it up right now with the euro, I guarantee you it's all the way up. And you see, this is what we need as cryptocurrency traders right now. We need the ability to be able to trade off in any any fiat currency we want. And just imagine that if we could accomplish this, it's already almost accomplished if you're traveling. For instance, you can travel with cryptocurrency, and this is what's so beautiful about it, man. You can be a crypto millionaire and literally just live off cryptocurrency, man, and just go into hotels and go to resorts. There's all kinds of island resorts that take cryptocurrency as payment now. You've got airlines now that take cryptocurrency. I'm not joking. We're already there. It's being accepted for exchange of goods and services. That's why I'm telling you, folks, this is the tip of the iceberg in cryptocurrency. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It's a scratch on the surface. Now that we've got these cryptocurrencies down at these levels, if you have any liquidity, it's time to go in. It's time to go in and hold for the long term. Now, remember, do not go into these shit coins that have nothing, no technology, a plagiarized white paper, a BS website. You have to go with proven technology, folks. That's where the value is in cryptocurrency. I can't stress that anymore. It's about proven technology. And that's why I continue to tell everybody who listens to the broadcast who wants to invest in cryptocurrency to look at the technology. It's in the technology, stupid! Anyway, let's continue going. All right, once again, we're at $304 billion market capitalization. It is very low. That means the prices are very low. I'm going to go over some prices, folks, because I know that some people want to see how bad the bleeding is. It's pretty damn bad. It's pretty bad bleeding, to say the least. Let's just talk about Bitcoin here, right? BTC, Bitcoin. The market cap for Bitcoin right now is $121 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply is $17 billion in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin continues to go down, as well as the whole entire market. It is down 3.21% decrease on the day. Current price for Bitcoin, $7,129.46 per Bitcoin. And you know, I was watching, or I read an article in which some bozo analyst in one of these so-called business media was trying to price point the bottom of Bitcoin. And some asshole out there in business media land is claiming 5,900 is the low price point before we start bouncing back. Based on what, you dick? Based on what? This isn't a stock. This is cryptocurrency. This is paired with the U.S. dollar. I have yet to hear anybody in business media start talking about how when the U.S. dollar spot index goes up, the cryptocurrency market goes down. I have yet to hear anybody discuss this on any of these goddamn business channels or business media. It makes me sick. The bottom is going to be at $5,900. Where the hell did you concoct that fucking price from, you stupid ass? I mean, he just pulled that right out of his ass. Give me a freaking break, man. Anyway, let's get to Ethereum. Ethereum has definitely taken some contraction, to say the least. We were at about 800 about 2 weeks ago. It definitely took a contraction. Let's take a look at Ethereum. ETH, current market cap for Ethereum is $51 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 99 million in circulation. Man, we're almost at 100 million circulation with Ethereum. I don't know how high these prices can go at that much circulation. I've always been critical about Ethereum in that regard. Remember that, boys? I'm just saying. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone down 9.89% decrease. Good God. Current price for Ethereum, $516.15 per Ethereum. All right, now let's get to Bitcoin Cash, another one that has taken it majorly on the teeth. But once again, I think this is a very, very strong contender for an alternative for fiat currency. This one, and of course Litecoin, but I don't like Charlie Lee, but we're going to get to that in a minute. BCH is the symbol for Bitcoin Cash. Current market capitalization is $15 billion market cap. The current circulating supply is 17 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin Cash has gone down 10.18% decrease. And once again, folks, it's the direct correlation of the increase in the U.S. dollar. I mean, I can't emphasize it anymore. That's why we're seeing decreases in cryptocurrency. Current price for Bitcoin Cash, ouch, $896.85 per Bitcoin Cash. Good God. Let's get to Litecoin, all right? Now, once again, another alternative for fiat. And the reason I'm saying these is not only are they known within the circles of cryptocurrency, but the circulations are pretty good, and the price points and the fluctuation levels are palatable for many businesses to be able to use this currency as a means of exchanging goods and services. The reason that a lot of people don't like accepting Bitcoin per se is because of these massive swings that you see in cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin in general, I should say. I mean, we've seen these swings just in the most recent time. In January, we saw Bitcoin almost reach $20,000. All right, now it's at, what is it, like 7,000 and change. It's at $7,129. So just imagine getting paid in Bitcoin during the time when it was 20 grand a Bitcoin. If you would have kept that Bitcoin, it'd be worth dick now. You know what I mean? It'd be worth butkus. It'd be worth crap. So anyway, I think that if there's a currency or a cryptocurrency out there that can kind of modify those fluctuations to not be so volatile, and I've looked at Bitcoin Cash, it's somewhat of that capacity. I haven't seen it go past, I think, 2.5. And if you could keep it under $2,500 a crypto, that's a feasible alternative to fiat. Litecoin, another feasible alternative to fiat. It's a fast coin, very low transaction fee. It's been around for a minute. Charlie Lee is a spurg that just can't shut his goddamn Twitter mouth up. But either way, I like the circulation on this one, and the price fluctuations are pretty steady in Litecoin. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. LTC is the symbol for Litecoin. Current market cap is $6.3 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 56 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone down 5.30% decrease. Current price for Litecoin is $111.84 per Litecoin. Let's continue. Let's talk a little bit about Monero. Monero, what did I tell you about Monero? It likes to run, and it sure ran down in the past couple of days. Monero, symbol XMR, current market capitalization is $2.4 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply for Monero, 16 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Monero has gone down 9.79%. Current price for Monero is $150.04 per Monero, okay? Anyway, listen, I mean, you guys get it. You guys get that this is all bloody markets out here, but once again, monitor the dollar index, and if that dollar spot index starts contracting, watch how fast these cryptocurrencies go up in price. Watch how fast they go up in price, okay? I don't want to continue to depress everybody with all the gloom and doom, and it's red, it's minus this. So we're just going to move on with the broadcast. All right, we got a lot to talk about, by the way. We are celebrating Memorial Day, folks, so there is no market analysis, the stock market analysis to go over today. So that's good. I definitely do want to talk a little bit about commodities because, once again, they're tied to the U.S. dollar. They're tied to the damn U.S. dollar. Now, as I was stating to everybody, if anybody wanted to make a move on commodities, I think people need to get a hold of the deal that's being talked about between the United States and China. And if the United States and China, if you could find out what agriculture products or what agriculture commodities are being purchased by China, or because they haven't purchased it yet. Remember, they're still negotiating the deal. And this is a play where you could potentially anticipate the deal and invest with the anticipation of the deal. Now, how do you anticipate and make profits on a deal like that? Well, you have to do the research. What is China buying? What are they claiming they're going to buy in the $200 billion? And secondly, you need an ETF, an exchange traded fund, in which you can invest in that correlates with the rise of whatever commodity that you're looking to invest in because of the $200 billion China deal. These are how you make profits on these types of plays, folks. I mean, this is how you do it. This is how you do it, all right? Let's go ahead and look at commodities while we're at it, all right? Now, right now, energy continues to go down. Why, folks? Because Donald Trump forced the Saudi Arabians to push that fucking production level up, and as a result, the prices went down. All right, and why did Trump pressure the Saudis to increase production? Because, I mean, look, he's got sabotage coming from all directions. The last thing he needs is for the American people to have a high gas price going into the summer, Memorial Day, all that stuff. So I don't blame him. And, I think that Donald Trump has leverage over the Saudis in a many different capacity. I don't want to get into it. But either way, this is why our anticipation of the increase in oil just kind of went kaput because of that fact right there. Let's go ahead and talk about energy. WTI sweet crude right now is currently down 87 cents, a percentage decrease of 1.28%, closing out WTI at $67.01 per troy ounce, or excuse me, per barrel of WTI sweet crude. My apologies. All right, now let's get to Brent crude, okay? Now, Brent crude is a completely different story. Now, Brent crude is the oil that's consumed by Europe. Now, I don't know if you've been reading, but Russia has been kind of holding the Europeans by the balls by claiming that, they're not going to sell them as much oil because of, certain political reasons. They're down with the United States. The United States has a bunch of troops on the Poland border. Russia doesn't like that. We're down with NATO. NATO was invented so that this NATO alliance could multilaterally go against Russia in case of a Russia belligerency and etc. But to be honest with you, this is what's going to cause an increase in the Brent crude market, because Russia is holding this oil over Europe's head. And you can read all about that. I don't want to get too far into it, but that's why we're in the positive in Brent crude and yet decreasing majorly in WTI sweet crude. So let's take a look at Brent right now. It is up 36 cents, okay, a percentage increase of 0.48%, closing out Brent crude at $75.66. All right, $75.66 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Now, gasoline is going down. Gasoline futures, they are down today 1.54% decrease. Let's hope that translates into the gasoline prices out here. Let's take a look at natural gas. It is up 0.20% increase. Heating oil is down 0.73%. Let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals. We've got gold right now down $4.60, a percentage decrease of 0.35%, closing out gold at $1,304.40 per troy ounce of gold. Let's go ahead and get to silver. All right, the silver is down today 4 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.25%. Closing out silver right now at about $16.51 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper down today 0.32%, and platinum is up 0.25% increase on the day. Let's get to agriculture. Now, I already see green in the agriculture commodities. Now, why, folks? China, the $200 billion deal, baby. I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you where the money's at. I'm trying to tell you, baby. I mean, that's why everybody listens to True Capitalist Radio, baby. This is where the money's at over here, all right? I'm not trolling now. I make money moves. I'm not trolling now. I make money moves. I mean, I could go into the future right now and look, let's esoterically go to the future. Future. Am I kicking ass and taking names when it comes to business? This is the future. Yes, Ghost kicks ass when it comes to capitalism. This is the future. You must kill communists. I repeat, you must kill communists, or we're all going to die. We're all going to die. The conduit is closing. All right, the future, we get it. All right. Anyway, listen, let's continue going here. We were talking about agriculture commodities. I'm seeing nothing but grain, so let's go ahead and get to it. Grains, baby. Corn is up 0.43%. Wheat is up 1.06%. And remember, this is with an increased dollar value, folks. This is with an increased dollar value. All right? Oats is up 1.51%. Rough rice is down 0.99%. Soybean is up 0.41%. We've got soybean oil down 0.19%. Canola is up 0.09%. Let's get to the soft, shall we? All right, cocoa. Remember Ebola? That was increasing the goddamn price of cocoa, which is the base for chocolate. All right. So with that being said, we had a major increase in cocoa because of the Ebola situation. Now investors are starting to realize it's a little over-speculated. So let's go ahead and take a look at cocoa. It is down today, 1.81% decrease, Coffee is down 0.12%.
Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my fucking coffee, dude, because I'm a fucking autist, all right? I'm a fucking autist, and I need my fucking coffee so I can watch my fucking cartoons, and I can play my video games. Where's my mama? Mama!
Fucking faggots. Anyway, we got sugar. It is up 0.65%. Orange juice continues to go up. It's fluctuating, but we're still seeing it in the positive. Orange juice is up 0.53%. And why is orange juice going up, folks? The destabilization of what's going on in Brazil. I mean, Brazil is in a completely destabilized war zone, and the investors, especially the commodity investors out here, are speculating they may not be able to produce the same yield of oranges that they did last year, and lest we forget that Brazil is the largest producer of oranges in the world today. So that's why you're seeing increases in OJ. Okay, it is up 0.53%. Cotton is up 1.29% increase. Lumber is up It is up 1.70%. Jesus Christ, lumber continues to go up. And that's not a very good sign, because you know what that means. Typically when lumber goes up, that means that new housing development is taking place at a very, very rapid speed, at a rapid facilitation. I've seen lumber at least up 1.5% for at least the past several times that I have been talking about these commodities. And, you know, that is eerily similar to what we saw back in 2008 and 2009 as it relates to the housing crisis. The only difference today is that we have jobs. What caused the housing crisis in 2008 was the economic contraction, which caused a bunch of layoffs, which translated into foreclosures, repossessed cars, etc. So, anyway, with that being said, lumber is up 1.70%, rubber is unchanged, and ethanol is up 0.66%. Let's get to livestock, shall we? Live cattle is up 0.52%. Cattle feeder, it is up 1.13%. And lean hog, folks, and like I said, before we get to anything, I want to remind everybody that we need to continue this ham bone movement, okay? And all I'm asking people to do out there while you're shopping in the shopping malls and shopping in the grocery stores is, while you're seeing these fat Snorlax back tit having cellulite dripping off their ass and their thighs, and these people that are rolling around in hover-rounds because they're fat jelly ass cankle sporting pieces of trash, all right? I don't want you to confront them. I don't want you to say anything derogatory to them. All you got to do is just go by them. As you go by them, say, ham bone. It's as simple as that. If enough of us do it, maybe, just maybe, these fat asses will put the fucking fork down for about 5 minutes. How about that, huh? How about a little bit of that? Ham bone. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, lean hog is up 1.01%, and that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Anyway, folks, we are now 3 minutes in to the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Whether you're live or in the archive, I appreciate your patronage. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire, all right? And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. By God, I love being independent, baby. I love being independent. Anyway, you can get to the broadcast by typing in your browser ghost.report. It's as simple as that. Type that in your browser, baby. Ghost.report, the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room? Like I said, folks, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, which, you know, once again, if you guys have anything that you want to say when we're talking into this, into this program or any other program, all you got to do is give me the 411 in this chat room, and we'll put you on the show. We'll see what you got to say. You understand? I mean, you want to have an opinion, you want to have some discourse, you want to have anything, just let me know. With that being said, and by the way, if you're going to troll on here, you're putting in the woodshed and you're not going to be able to chat, all right? So that's all there is to it, okay? This ain't fucking radio graffiti, all right? Anyway, with that being said, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all you've got to do is go to my Gab right now, all right? And Gab, if you don't have a Gab account, well, by God, get one. It's the last bastion of freedom of speech on the internet today, and you can find me on Gab under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, and once you do, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, hit the subscribe button for premium content. It's that damn easy. Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, go ahead and give me a Gab private message with your Discord chat name, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast chat room, the official True Capitalist Radio broadcast chat room. Anyway, now that we got that all out of the way, folks, I am not drinking today in commemoration of Memorial Day. I'm drinking some, I'm not even going to tell you what I'm drinking, some health crap. It tastes like garbage. But either way, man, I'm trying to pay homage to the folks that will sacrifice their lives so that yours truly can have the freedom of speech and do whatever it is that I want to do. So, once again, in memoriam of all the American lives that sacrificed themselves so that we can have the freedoms we have today. Now, with that being said, I guess it's about that time for shout-outs. That's right, folks, and if you'd like a shout-out right now, I'm going to do a chat room shout-out. So if you're part of the chat room, all you got to do is get onto the voice chat, and, I'll give you a damn chat room shout-out live right here on the broadcast right here and now. And, hey, by the way, the engineer's over here, man. Hey, what are you doing? The engineer's over here. What are you doing? He's over here, man. He's in the background, and he's the guy that's in the back switching the switchboard. So, he's got his own area now. How do you like your own area over there? You look like fucking Robin Quivers or some shit. How do you like it? All right, man. Woo! Anyway, folks, hey, are there any chat room shout-outs by any chance, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some goddamn chat room shout-outs right now. All right, let's go from the bottom here. We got Spectre. What's going on to Spectre? Coming straight from South Africa. We've got the God of Rage, the Professor in the house, Tard Bounty Hunter. We got Stagio, Spark in the house, Saucy Boy. We've got Reverend Ralph. What's going on to Reverend Ralph? He's our street preacher, for heaven's sake, man. What's going on to Reverend Ralph? We got Pepe the Frog. We've got Nat in the house. We've got Metaform. We got JD in the place. We've got Insane Energy. We've got Chelsea Manning Street Pizza. Oh, my God. Chelsea Manning Street Pizza? Oh, my God. For you folks that don't know, last night, Chelsea Manning, the infamous WikiLeaker who, you know who she is or he is. It used to be Bradley, or right, his name was Bradley Manning. And then he had, wanted to have a sex change, and, he's Chelsea. Well, anyway, yesterday on Chelsea Manning's Twitter, Chelsea Manning decided that, I don't know, it had enough with life, and I guess it pictured itself about to jump over a building, or I guess they're at the top of a building or something, and I don't know. She was attention whoring, or it was attention whoring, whatever you want to call it. It was attention whoring. Doing the proverbial, I'm going to kill myself routine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Chelsea, with all due respect, okay? this doesn't make transgenders look very good, you know? And yours truly, I mean, I've been somewhat respectable to transgenders, you know, but, I mean, the critics of transgenders claim that transgenderism is a mental disorder and these people are mentally ill. With all due respect, Chelsea Manning, you're not helping that stereotype, you stupid moron. So, because Chelsea Manning wanted a little bit of goddamn attention, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to... Shut up, you stupid, dumb freaking... what do you call that? I mean, I'm tired of calling people that look nothing like women, that are claiming to be women, transgenders or women. I'm tired of it, man. Look, if you don't have the look to legitimately pass yourself off as a woman, then why are you becoming a transgender? I mean, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I mean, why don't you, like, I don't know, do some cross-dressing or some shit and go to the goddamn gay clubs on the weekends or something? I mean, why is it that, oh no, I felt like I was a girl my whole life, and I'm 50 years old. Now I want to use my colon, which I have used as a colon for the past 50 years. I want to use it as my man cunt now and pretend that my name is Barbara. I mean, give me a fucking break, man. Anyway, listen, I don't want to get into this. I have some transgendered folks in the inner circle. I have tons of respect for them. But we've had these discussions, all right? I mean, there are too many trannies that are out here claiming to be tranny when there's nothing more than a fucking disgusting, despicable man in a wig. Anyway, let me get back to chat room shout-outs, for Christ's sake. Who the hell else do we have here? We got the real host is back. What are you talking about, the real host is back? You're talking about me, right? You're talking about fucking me, right? Better not be talking about the fucking engineer. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you're back, engineer. I'm glad you're back. Are you glad? I'm glad. I'm glad he's back. And I'm glad that we've got this whole goddamn thing situated here so that, we can do the show. He's in back of the switchboard. He's got all these wires in back of him. Are you okay with all those wires, engineer? All right. Well, he's all right. Everything's all good. Let's continue going. Who else do we have here? We've got Hawk Late Milk in the house. Hambone Capitalist. Free Tommy Robinson. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking about Tommy Robinson here in a little bit, folks, so stay tuned for that. We've got Exile in the place. Doug Ford. Hey, man, isn't that Rob Ford's brother? Man, Doug Ford kicking ass in Canadian politics. The ghost of Rob Ford rides again, baby. I was a big Rob Ford fan, even though he smoked crack or whatever. But anyway, we got David Hayter in the house. We got Cyber Necro. We got Coyote Peterson. Chalice in the place. We've got Capitalist America. What's going on, man? We got C for AR. What's going on, man? Blasphemous the Tard Scalper. The Tard Scalper. Oh, my God. The Return of the Boss. What are y'all talking about, the Return of the Boss? What are y'all fucking talking about? We've got Bergdahl for Congress. Go shove it up your ass, Bergdahl for Congress. That son of a bitch was a traitor. And Obama gave 5 of the hardest head-chopping Jehudis that were in Guantanamo Bay so we could get that fucking Bo Bergdahl back. What a joke. Don't even bring that up on Memorial Day, you bastard. Jesus Christ. Free train rides for dual citizens. Oh, man, I don't want to go there. We got Australian Capitalist in the house. We got BN King in the place, and 1 beer for each rice patty fried. Fuck you, you idiot. Anyway, look, that's enough. We'll go ahead and that's it for the chat room shout-out. Let's go ahead and go to the Gab shout-outs. Now, folks, if you want a Gab shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now, all you got to do is go to my Gab account, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and once you do, all you have to do is like the first post that's on my Gab account. It says, Memorial Day show, True Capitalist Radio is now live. Listen in. The post says, Memorial Day show, True Capitalist Radio is now live. Listen in. If you like that post live right now, I'll give you a damn shout out, is what I meant to say. Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling over my own tongue, for Christ's sake. Must be alcohol withdrawals or something. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's continue going here. We got Richie Valens. What the hell does that mean? We got Lefto, Flamo, Coin, and Cottonfield. Oh, come on, man. Come on, that's racist, bro. Who else do we have here? We got Kai Gavin. We've got the bike. Wait, hold on. The Dyke bike without a kike? What the hell is that supposed to mean? I mean, you're somebody who does anything for a Klondike, right? You should be somebody who does anything for a Blondike. You know what I mean? Anyway, just shut your mouth. We got Tinfoil Mad Hatter. We've got Elon calls out Jew media. Listen, no, don't put goddamn Elon Musk on any kind of a pedestal. All right? This son of a bitch, all right, was a poster boy for the media. The media made Elon Musk. That's why everybody thinks he's some fucking genius or something, when all he did was help create PayPal with Peter Thiel. But no, I mean, the media has made him out to be this super fucking genius, and how and why his stupid dumbass has any correlation with the name Tesla is a fucking tragedy and a travesty in scientific history. I mean, are you kidding me? Elon Musk sucks. He's pissed that the fucking media isn't putting him up like a poster child anymore and are holding him accountable for his shit job that he's doing at Tesla, for Christ's sake. He's losing people money. I mean, he's not producing a goddamn thing. He's a piece of crap. And if it were up to me, I would go and audit that son of a bitch, Elon Musk, and I would take all of the 5 billion American tax dollars that fucking immigrant got from our goddamn tax system. Yeah, Obama gave that fucking immigrant $5 billion so he could do this horse shit. And the media, what do? They put him on a pedestal like, oh, Elon Musk, he's so great. Fuck you, Elon Musk. You're a piece of shit. If I saw you, I'd fucking... I swear to God, Elon, I don't even give a shit if I went to jail. If I saw you, I'm not going to see him, all right? Obviously, he's not going to come to San Hambonio. I'm not going to see him at a bar. But if I did, I would be more than happy to break his fucking plastic face nose. You're a piece of fraud shit. You're not even American, Elon. You're not even American. You know that Elon Musk is a fucking South African who migrated to Canada, who then went to fucking America, and because he sucked the schlong of the Democratic Party, Barack Obama gave him $5 billion of our tax dollars so he could do the kind of horse shit that he's doing now. Fucking Elon Musk. Yeah, somebody in the chat room, Hambo Capital, Elon Muskrat. No shit. Fucking Elon Musk. Makes me sick, man. I hope you burn in hell too, Elon, you piece of crap. Anyway, what's going on? We've got Obama Bar. Fuck you, not Obama Bar. Shut up. What else do we have here? We got engineer is forever a slave to an abusive Jew. Oh, fuck you, piece. You know what? You fucking got. Damn it! Piece of shit! Piece of crap! I'm tired of you people fucking talking shit about me and the goddamn engineer, man! Got a fucking mess here now, man. I got a fucking mess all over the place. In my new house! Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I'm in my new fucking place here. I'm in my new goddamn place, you know, the one where, there's a murder-suicide going out, and, all that crap. Piece of crap. Makes me sick, man. Am I on the air? I mean, I'm throwing shit around. I'm throwing all kinds of shit around out here. Testes, 1, 2. Testes, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're all right. We're live. We're all right. All right, look, we're going to take a couple more of these Gab shout-outs, and then we're going to move on with the broadcast, all right? All right. We've got Cross Stario in the place. We've got the Green Leader in the house. What's going on to Aaron? Homeland Bar Security? Shut up, all right? Santa Fe Bullet Buffet. Real funny, you dumb idiot. Who else do we have here? Buying kebab merch for Radio Graffiti Comeback. Ah, man, listen. Do you idiots really want Radio Graffiti back, man? I mean, seriously, I mean, you know, I'm a capitalist, okay? I'm a capitalist, and, I mean, if you guys want to put your money where... I can't believe I'm even saying this! I can't believe I'm even suggesting this shit. You know what? Never mind. Forget it. All right? Let me continue on with the goddamn shout-outs before I say something I regret. Before I say something I fucking regret, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, Elon Musk equals transhumanist devil. We've got Welcome Back NG. We've got Garney Gars. We've got Ghost Bought Gay Bar to Service Glory Holes. Oh, fuck you, you sick, twisted prick. I didn't buy a damn gay bar. I bought a bar, right, with a fucking pair of balls. A fucking bar, boy. We got the Soy Boy Scouts. Yeah, no kidding, man. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. We got Little Pip in the place. Little Pip. Oh, my God. Who else do we have here? We got Sirloin Frankfurter. We got, I'm not saying that sick fucking name. We got Billy the Belt Boy. We've got Bort Sampson. We've got Great Gains in the place. What's going on? Soundboard.exe. Or whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what the hell that means. You got Capitalist Ice in the place. True Scientology Radio. What the hell are you talking about? Dicks Out for Oflamo. What are you talking about? What? What? Dicks Out for Oflamo. What are you talking about? Are you comparing Oflamo to Harambe? That's not funny, man. That's horrible. Look, enough of the Oflamo jokes, all right? I mean, it's obvious he's got a major problem, all right? And, you know, let him deal with his major problem on his own, all right? He's a 27-year-old black man who's got problems, and he's got to deal with them on his own, all right? And I hope nothing but the best for Oflamo. Just, you know, whenever you come back on the air with us, just don't stop farting. What the hell was that? Did y'all remember that? Was that episode 570? I mean,
hey, Ghost, you're the one out here. You're committing. You're causing the Santa Fe shootings. You're taking the show and you organize shootings. You organize all the shootings, and I'm gonna tell everybody you're out there. You're doing a.
I mean, good God, man. Anyway, I'm just gonna take a couple of more of these, and I'm moving on. All right. We got Distilling Certified Tard Wrangler. We got Nathan in the place. We got Charles Joseph Whitman was modern-day martyr. Well, no, he wasn't. Charles Whitman just went up to the fucking the UT Tower and just started sniping people indiscriminately. He didn't even have a cause. You know, to be honest with you, he even wrote a note before he did that UT Tower Texas Tower shooting, in the fact that he said that he heard voices in his head and that he might have had a tumor, and lo and behold, they dissected his head and he had a fucking brain tumor. So just a little FYI, you know. My Jew nose sniffing out Radio Graffiti. What the hell are you talking? Look, I don't want to do Radio Graffiti, man. I mean, you tards need to understand that. I mean, Radio Graffiti's like fucking work. It's like a job. It's like tard wrangling. It's like, you know, having to deal with the fucking, you know, people on the short bus with the fucking helmets on and shit. Hey, Billy. That's a good splice, Billy. I mean, I don't want to do it. And if I'm going to do it, man, I mean, look, never mind. Just shut up, all right? Just shut your stupid, stinking, smelly, goddamn autistic fruit bowl hole, all right? Jesus Christ. Who else do we got? We got Edgar B. Team Edge Reigns. We've got another engineer. Hey, engineer, you got a lot of fans going on over here. They missed you, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Look at this engineer over here, man. Good God. You can tell he's missed being on the broadcast, man. All right, I've missed you too, engineer. That's cool, man. Anyway, what else do we have here? Man, I'm not saying these sick names. All right? I'm not saying these sick names. We got the Australian connection in the place. We've got Ghost Bar got napalmed. Left veterans in rice fields. You fucking asshole. Look at it. Of course, it's a fucking brony saying that. Hope you get fucking busted and thrown in jail and your ass reamed by a bunch of... Well, you'd probably like that. You see, that's a sick part about these fucking freaks. That's what they want. We got Oposmo. Oposmo. We got Blackjack in the place. We got Grabbing Peels. We've got Carl Longshaft. We've got Pat Me Crotch. We've got Seymour Ass. Who else do we have here? We got Donald Poop Tickler. Shut the fuck up. Don't make fun of my president, you fucking piece of garbage. I'm only going to take a couple more of these and we're moving on. This is getting ridiculous. All right. Who is this? We got Ghost appreciates Kerry Lutz stealing his BTR ad rep. Fuck you! Fuck it. That's it. Damn it. Fuck it. Damn it. Damn it. Pisses me off. Listen. I used to make $4,000 a month over there at Blog Talk Radio, and you know, whatever, all right? I'm independent now, all right? I'm independent now, and I don't need you to be fucking throwing shit in my fucking face! Do you understand me? I don't need you assholes throwing shit in my fucking face! Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, Ghost isn't making any money on the show anymore. Fuck you! You hear me? Fuck you! You piece of crap! Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with the shout-outs. Go screw yourselves. This is why we can't have nice fucking things, all right? So I'm done. I'm done with the goddamn fucking shout-outs today on this freaking carpet... Well, it's not a carpet munching Monday. Let me take that back. This Memorial Day Monday. But you faggots are turning it into a carpet munching Monday. I'll tell you that right goddamn now! Anyway, folks, I'm going to move on, okay? I'm going to move on with the broadcast. All right? And listen to me. All you people that want Radio Graffiti back, I can't believe you people still want Radio Graffiti. Why? I mean, come on, man. I'm not even getting paid for this shit anymore, man. I'm just saying. I don't know. Well, I'm not. Just put your money where your mouth is. Anyway, listen. I don't want to talk about no fucking shout-outs, Radio Graffiti, or any of that shit anymore. I've got production notes that I fucking handwrite myself. So we're going to continue the broadcast, all right? Let's talk about the President of the United States, all right? That always puts me in a better mood. Let's talk about Donald Trump, baby. Let's talk about how his new lawyer, Rudolph Giuliani, is now coming out and saying that the Robert Mueller special counsel is illegitimate. And why is Giuliani coming out and saying it's illegitimate? Because I've been saying it for the past fucking 2 years. Or a year and a half, whatever the hell it's been. I've been saying it, man. This man, Robert Mueller, is a part of the goddamn swamp, for heaven's sake. And it's illegitimate because there is no Russia-Trump collusion. All Robert Mueller is doing is trying to put legal charges, federal legal charges, on Trump's inner circle. His lawyer, the people who helped him get there, Paul Manafort. I mean, do you understand? This is a fucking wild goose chase that is majorly partisan. I mean, lest we forget that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, the FBI lovers who were out there thinking they were doing God's will by trying to frame Trump, by trying to collude with Andy McCabe and the Orrs from the Department of Justice and all these people in an attempt to remove a duly elected president. Lest we forget that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page were both on Robert Mueller's fucking special counsel. Just based on that alone, that should nullify Robert Mueller's special counsel. And I agree, folks. We need some kind of a special committee or council to look into all this shit. Now, lest we forget, last Thursday or Friday of last week, Rosenstein and Christopher Wray, the FBI director for the time being at this point, they were both going to get together and show GOP members of the House Intelligence Committee these documents relating to Russia-Trump investigations. Remember, the FBI and the DOJ have been stonewalling the request by the House Intelligence Committee for the past 6 months for these documents. Now, this past Thursday, they got together, and guess what? The DOJ and the FBI did not fucking show the documents. The DOJ and the FBI just showed what they wanted to show to the House Intelligence Committee. That's why you have this scumbag, Adam fucking Schiff, out of California, of all places, that are out here continuing this so-called Russia-Trump nonsense when all he's doing is trying to put his disgusting bug-eyed face in the air every fucking time so he can continue his political ambitions. I mean, let's be honest. This is pure politics for Adam Schiff. I mean, this is pure politics. I mean, that's why he's always on CNN all the time. That's why he's always perpetuating this Russia-Trump nonsense when he knew he was privy to the intelligence. He knew about no collusion with Russia or Trump. He knew about the collusion with the Democrats. He knew about the Russian dossier. He knew about Christopher Steele. He knew about all this. But instead, what was Adam Schiff pushing out here in the media? That, I've seen the intelligence reports, and let me tell you, I mean, if you're gonna defend Donald Trump, you are holding water for Putin, okay, Tucker Carlson? Because you are defending Donald Trump, you are holding water for Vladimir Putin. Do y'all remember when Adam Schiff accused fucking Tucker Carlson on his own fucking show that he was holding water for Putin when Tucker Carlson was demanding evidence, any kind of shred of evidence that there was something linking Trump to Putin, Trump to Russia, and he couldn't produce a goddamn thing? I'm telling you, man, that Adam Schiff is a piece of crap. He's a piece of garbage, but he is your quintessential swamp piece that's out there in Washington, D.C. today. And that's why this 2018 election is so fucking important, everybody. And I hope that you're taking this politics serious, because if Donald Trump does not get people that are going to vote for the Make America Great Again policies that he advocated in 2016, we're in some major goddamn trouble. Take a look at all the primaries that are passing us by here. And take a look at the type of Democrats that they're nominating to run for offices all across the country. A bunch of ultra-left-wing progressives who want to continue with racial politics, who want to continue with, oh, well, you're a woman, I'm a man, oh, you're gay, I'm straight. All this divisive bullshit. They're the ones that are keeping America divided, folks. I mean, I have never seen this immense hatred for a president in my life. And you know something? Prior to Donald Trump being elected president, everybody liked Donald Trump, remember? The rappers would use his name to invoke wealth and ballerness and high status. Everybody used to watch his shows. People would purchase his products. He was a well-respected member of American society. He was the epitome of wealth. He was the American dream. But until he decided to run for president, all of a sudden the media, the deep state, the swamp in D.C., every component of the institutions of America turned against Donald Trump. And you know who didn't turn against him? Us, the United States people. The people in the independent media, the people on the internets, the meme warriors. That's who didn't. And that's why he won. That's why these dumbasses in these high institutions of our government, of our media, of our deep state, they did not anticipate that we, the United States people, were going to come out in unison to vote for this man. So that's why I'm saying, man, am wholeheartedly down with Trump. I have been ever since I came back on this broadcast, March of 2016. Now, once again, I want to reiterate that I'm glad Rudolph Giuliani is the personal attorney for the president now. And I'm glad that he's making the rounds on the lamestream media saying, listen, this Robert Mueller special counsel is now illegitimate. And guess what? Speaking of illegitimacy and Robert Mueller, guess who's coming out and saying, no, we need the Robert Mueller investigation to continue? Little Marco. Little fucking Marco is coming out. Even though he can't let bygones be bygones, and President Trump actually indirectly helped him get reelected by tweeting, go, Marco, go, on his fucking Twitter and shit. Little Marco is coming out saying, no, we need the Robert Mueller investigation to continue. Robert Mueller is a great, outstanding member of Washington, D.C., yada, yada, yada. I mean, can you believe this crap? And Little Marco is a Republican, folks. And that's what I keep telling you. Without us, the United States people backing up this president doesn't have anyone in Washington, D.C. that is on his side. And that's why we have to continue to do what we all have been doing. And you know what, folks? It's as simple as just reposting an article. It's as easy as retweeting something or posting something on your Facebook or showing something on your social media. It's that simple. And it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You're still influencing a certain amount of people. You are putting articles and information and facts in the eyes of people that probably don't have those facts in their faces because they're too busy watching talking heads in the mainstream media that is no longer informing people. It is suggesting ideas to people. So that's why I'm saying, folks, we, the Trump train, those of us that are still on the Trump train, we got to continue to go full throttle for this president. This president is doing it for us. This president has risked his life, his family, his wealth, just so that he can give back America to the people. And that's why I challenge each and every one of you Democrat assholes, you people that hate Trump, I challenge you, what is it that you hate about this man? Everything this man has done has been pro-America. Everything that this man has passed has been pro-America. How can anyone be against pro-Americanism when you're a fucking citizen of this country? Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain this to me? I mean, how in the hell can they make these assertions that, oh, Donald Trump, he's racist and sexist? Oh, yeah? Would a racist man pardon a black man that no one in the 20th century and the 21st century would even bother to touch to pardon? I'm talking about the infamous boxer at the turn of the 20th century, Jack Johnson. Y'all familiar with Jack Johnson, one of the best fighters to ever live? Jack Johnson was a black man that fought bare-knuckle boxing at the turn of the 20th century. I believe this guy was like 150-0 before he lost. I'm not too sure if he lost at all. The only evidence of his fights are these silent reels in which he would take on 10, 15 men one by one in a bare-knuckle boxing match and kick the shit out of all of them. An unbelievable boxer. He was a black man that was living lavish because he was a very talented boxer, so he had a lot of money. And like most black men, his vice was white women. His vice was white women. And he got busted and sent to prison because he was transporting a white woman across state lines. I kid you not. And you see, folks, this Jack Johnson pardon is a big deal because it proves that America was at one time prosecuting people for interracial mixing. And the pardon should show everybody that Donald Trump is not a racist. Moreover, if he was a racist, first of all, why would he pardon Jack Johnson? And secondly, why didn't anybody else pardon Jack Johnson? How come the black president, Mr. Barack Obama, didn't get Jack Johnson and put him on a pardon? Because, folks, these people are all talk. And our president right now is all action, and people don't like that. Remember, Washington, D.C., prior to Trump being in office, worked at a snail's pace. Remember? I mean, they would just get shit done at a very, very slow pace, and they would claim, it's the system, it's this, it's that. Because all of us are now politically aware because of the 2016 campaign, Donald Trump is putting pressure on Congress to enact laws and pass laws faster. Faster. And I'm loving it, man. I'm loving this shit. I mean, this is what we need as leadership in this country. And I hope that those of you that are watching Donald Trump in awe, I hope that you're inspired. I hope here in the next couple of years it inspires you to go out and run for office. I hope that it inspires you to do something selfless like this man did right here. Look, Donald Trump is an unadulterated capitalist. But folks, sometimes you have to live for something that's beyond yourself. And that's what Donald Trump did by being the modern-day George Washington. And that's what he is, man. He's the modern-day George Washington that gave the country back to the people. Anyway, once again, I want to reiterate, Rudolph Giuliani, the president's now personal attorney, says Robert Mueller's special counsel is illegitimate, and we should be pushing that narrative all the way to the bank because Robert Mueller is a part of the swamp. He's a part of the problem. And lest we forget that the meeting between the DOJ and the FBI and the House Intelligence Committee yielded nothing. The DOJ and the FBI refused to show the entire documentation of the Russia-Trump investigation. That's what was intended, right? That's why Nunes and Dowdy were supposed to have this meeting with the Deputy Department of Justice Attorney General Rosenstein and the FBI Director Christopher Wray. And yet these guys would not show the House Intelligence Committee all the documents. Folks, the House Intelligence Committee has oversight over the DOJ and the FBI, and yet the DOJ and the FBI are acting obstructively. They're acting obstructively when divulging evidence of investigations that they've conducted. And what's even more grotesque is that these investigations that they've conducted, according to all reports, was sending in spies, FBI agents, into the 2016 Trump campaign. I mean, that literally politically weaponizes our government. I mean, how and why in the hell were FBI agents in the Trump campaign in 2016? I mean, James Clapper already admitted. He admitted that there were spies in there, and you know what Clapper said? Well, Trump, he should be happy that we were trying to protect him from any kind of Russian influence in his campaign for 2016. We weren't spying on him. We were helping him. What a fucking scumbag, man. I mean, and not to mention, when are we going to hold that asshole Clapper responsible for lying and lying and lying and lying to the American people? This guy was the head of the DNI, the Department of National Intelligence, for fuck's sake, man. And this guy has the carte blanche and the above-the-law carte blanche to say, I'm going to continue lying to the American people and there's nothing they can do about it? I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this, but we all need to pay attention, all of us, to the FBI and the Department of Justice, because it is they that are jeopardizing the rule of law. I heard this bitch out here, Sally Yates. She was the acting attorney general, remember, who refused to oblige the order by then newly elected President Trump on this immigration policy that he wanted to implement. Remember, she refused to do it? That right there is jeopardizing the rule of law, Sally Yates, you stupid bitch. Man, if I was interviewing that stupid broad and she said that the fucking president was jeopardizing the rule of law, I would have backhanded her silly. Are you kidding me? I'd have said, you stupid broad. It is the Department of Justice and the FBI that are jeopardizing the rule of law. How in the hell can these people commit so much politicized weaponization of institutions of government and not have anything happen to them? And I ask you again and again and again, are these people too big to jail? Are these people too big to fucking jail? I mean, this is serious business. This is a serious question. Is anybody going to be held responsible for this politicization of institutions of government? Anybody? I mean, the people need to start demanding justice. They need to start posting it on their fucking social media. They need to start making memes because, folks, if we don't make a big enough stink about this shit, no one is going to be held responsible because, remember, the people that are responsible are at the highest levels of our judicial branch, the highest levels of the Department of Justice, the highest levels of the FBI. Who's going to arrest these people if they are going to be held accountable? I have asked this question time and time again. Who is going to arrest them? Because the federal government usually sends in the FBI to arrest people. You think the FBI is going to arrest their former boss, James Comey? You think the FBI is going to arrest McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page? These are their own. At the highest level. The FBI is not going to do that. Who's going to do it? Who's going to arrest the Orrs who helped facilitate the Russian dossier? Who's going to arrest these people? This is the serious conversation that no one is having. And instead, because no one is having it, the culprits that are in charge of this grand conspiracy of politicizing the highest levels of the judicial branch are utilizing the media to brainwash people into believing that, well, no, it's not us, it's Trump. Trump, he's out here jeopardizing the rule of law, even though we broke the law, even though we're above the law, even though we politicized the DOJ and the FBI, it's Trump's fault. And the fucking media is allowing this when they know it's a bunch of shit, when they know that corruption at the highest levels of the judicial branch not only took place, but attempted to overthrow a duly elected president that was picked by the fucking people. That's what they did. They tried to be the kingmakers. The deep state tried to usurp the people's vote. Don't you understand that? I don't give a shit if you're Democrat. The deep state tried to usurp the people's vote. They tried to assert their authority on the people by utilizing this grand conspiracy that comes out, more and more information about it each day. Are these people too big to jail? I'm asking you! I'm asking you! Who's going to arrest these scumbags? This is the highest level of the Department of Justice and the FBI. We need to start asking these questions. Good God! Our president needs us, for Christ's sake, man. That's why I come on here as often as I possibly can, man, in hopes of amplifying the fucking truth, man. The truth! Not this slanted bunch of suggested bullshit that the mainstream media is trying to shove down our throats. Jesus. I hope that you all are listening. Anyway, I got to move on, folks, but keep our president in your prayers. That's all I have to say. Now, I'm going to continue with the president. I want to talk about some of the positive stuff that the president has done. Now, this past weekend, folks, the president actually freed a Venezuelan hostage. Believe it or not, that was trapped in the Venezuelan prison system out there. A United States citizen who was out there in prison for the past 2 years in Venezuela. I mean, good God, I could only imagine the horror. And guess what? Donald Trump just came out and said, look, we've got the guy, he's here. And the guy was so appreciative, the family was so appreciative. I mean, folks, how come the liberals who are so big on peace and are so big on, like, negotiation and diplomacy, how come they're not giving the credit where credit's due? I mean, just in the first year and a half of the presidency, President Trump has outdone diplomacy, is what I meant to say, has outdone diplomacy more than Obama, Bush, Clinton combined. I mean, look at all these hostages without any concessions from the United States. Look at all these hostages that are being freed and that are given to the United States. And once again, why are they doing this? Peace through strength. Just like the president said in 2016, peace through strength. We're not going to be bitched around the world like they were doing to us when Obama was our president. Look, everybody in the world knew that he was married to that fucking tranny, and everybody had to keep quiet about it. You know, like, okay, great. Oh, it's a woman? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, Obama. That's why this broad is always grabbing her jock. Give me a fucking break. I'm serious. Michelle Obama is the only first lady that has more pictures of her grabbing her jock than any woman, I would imagine, in history, outside of having crabs or bad case of herpes or something. I don't know. And not to mention, I have said all this time, for all you people that think that I'm just talking out my ass, calling Michelle Obama a transgendered, I ask you this. Where are pictures of her pregnant? Huh? You can't produce one, can you? Huh? Where is a fucking photo of this tranny pregnant? And you know what? You're not going to find one because she never was. It's a fucking tranny. Did y'all see that Ellen show she went on when, Michelle Obama was dancing? Man, her freaking 10-inch freaking black dong was bouncing around in her loose-fitted pants. Y'all, look, I'm just saying, man, okay? I'm just saying. We were not respected in the world during Barack Obama's tenure. Do y'all remember that they made Barack Obama in China, when he landed in China, come out the ass of Air Force One? They forced him to come out the ass of Air Force One. That's how much lack of respect the world had for the United States. Now, the world is just giving us United States hostages with no concessions. Why? Peace through strength. And once again, I'm glad that the president is in power, man. I mean, good God. Good God. And moreover, folks, remember we had a date, June 12th, between a meeting or potential meeting between our president and Kim Jong-un. And all of a sudden, the North Koreans started flexing nuts and saying, oh, no deal, or whatever. And then Trump's like, oh, yeah, no deal? Well, then I'm out of here. All right, you want to go back to a war footing, you piece of crap? You want more sanctions? You want this, you want that? And what did North Korea do? No, I'm joking. And they bowed down again, and it looks like we're still on for a North Korean summit here. We're still on for a North Korean summit. And I told you guys that if anything was going to happen, there was going to be some posturing. And if it was going to be canceled, it was probably going to be rescheduled. All right? I mean, North Korea has a lot to lose if they're not going to attend this particular meeting with the president. All right? I mean, seriously. I mean, let's be honest, okay? You know what's happening here? Let's go back to Venezuela. I just talked about how Venezuela voluntarily gave up a U.S. hostage with no concessions to Trump. Now, what is Maduro doing that for? He's looking at North Korea, and he's saying, look, Trump will actually negotiate with me. He's negotiating with Kim Jong-un, whose hermit kingdom, kills people for no fucking reason and throws them into concentration camps and kills people's families for political purposes and all this other shit. I mean, hey, I'm Nicolas Maduro. My predecessor, Hugo Chavez, was democratically elected in Venezuela. And Hugo Chavez allowed Maduro to take the place of him after his death. And whether you agree with the fucking elections or not, but apparently Maduro is winning the elections, etc. So I think Maduro is taking a chance here and believes that he can make a deal with Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that he possibly can. Why? Because lest we forget, folks, we've got a lot of oil producers that are trying to flex nuts. I talked about this on the past show, I believe, in which the EU wants the nuclear deal with Iran to continue. I mean, I'm not joking. The EU wants to continue to sustain the Iranian nuclear deal. Now, because the EU has this intention on wanting to sustain this nuke deal with Iran, Iran has put out some demands. Iran has put out some demands if the EU wants to continue this nuke deal. Okay? And one of the demands is that the EU has to not only offset the sanctions that are being put on Iran from the United States by purchasing what would otherwise be purchased when the sanctions were lifted, but to also purchase the Iranian oil exclusively with Eurodollars. And that right there, folks, could, that could cause some serious issues there. That could cause some serious issues with oil supply. That could cause some serious issue with the U.S. dollar. And I think that what Maduro's thinking is that, look, all I want to do is sustain power. So I give this United States hostage to Trump to make him look good in front of the people. And let's make a deal. I want to sustain power. I've got the third largest oil deposit in the world. Yeah, Venezuela's got the third largest oil deposit in the world. You don't think that Venezuela will make a deal with us when it comes to oil to offset Iran and Russia, who are now trying to use they're trying to use oil as a weapon? I mean, that's why we just went over the Brent crude price and the commodities during the financial hour, and Brent crude was going up in value because Russia is holding oil over the European nations, and that's why Brent crude is up. So I'm thinking that Maduro is looking at the North Korean situation and seeing that Trump is willing to negotiate with people that are deemed, not necessarily the nicest dictators, as long as there's some concessions of humanitarian perception from their side. And that's what's happened. So I would not be surprised if we start hearing potential negotiations with Maduro's government, because Maduro, all he wants to do is stay in power. And lest we forget, Maduro didn't take control of Venezuela through an armed revolution. The communists did not take over Venezuela through an armed revolution. They were elected. So that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other argument. And I'd like to see, since all these people, remember Sean Penn, freaking Harry Belafonte, Danny Glover, I could name you a whole bunch of people, Jamie Foxx. All these people went down to Venezuela. Remember? They all went off to Venezuela so they can meet Hugo Chavez, they could meet Maduro, and they were trying to show compassion for the Venezuelan communist situation, the whole shit. I wonder if these people are going to still be down with Venezuela once Donald Trump starts implementing the art of the deal on Maduro and the Venezuelan people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not joking. I want to see the leftist turn on Venezuela once Maduro starts making deals with Donald Trump. I'm not joking around. And remember, all those sons of bitches went down to Venezuela that I just mentioned. Sean Penn, Harry Belafonte, Danny Glover, Jamie Foxx, all these pieces of crap. And are these leftists, are they going to still be pro-Venezuela if Venezuela makes a deal with the President of the United States? I don't think so, man. I'd like to see that shit. Oh, my God, that's great, man. That's so great. Anyway, folks, once again, peace through strength. The North Koreans are now back begging us to come back to the table so that they can talk to the president. The Venezuelans have released a hostage to show that, hey, we're willing to make a deal. A lot of things are happening, folks. And yet, not one of these talking heads in the lamestream media gives Trump any credit for this. This is all diplomacy. This is all negotiation. This is all peace. We've gotten all these hostages without having to implement any kind of military extraction operation. This has been all through diplomacy, through peace. Where are you liberals at? Oh, because it's Donald Trump. We don't care. And that's very dangerous, folks. That's very dangerous to the point in which leftists will not give credit where credit's due because they hate this president so much. They would rather the country be brought to chaotic situations or disorder than to see a good America that is brought up by Trump. I mean, this is pure autism, man. I hate to say this, man. This is pure autism. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Look, you're going to benefit from Trump's decisions. You can still live your meaningless fucking cartoon-watching life or whatever it is that you do, smoke dope or whatever the fuck it is that you do all day. I don't understand how no one can give Trump credit, and it just makes me sick. I mean, you know, he got the meeting with Kim Jong-un, and they bitched at him like, oh my God, I can't believe he's negotiating with fucking terrorists and dictators and Then they cancel, right? Then they cancel, and they're like, Trump couldn't pull it off. He's no diplomat. Then it's back on again. And now it's like, oh, well, he's bowing down to dictate. I mean, this is fucking bullshit with this damn media, man. And that's why I'm telling you, we cannot allow the mainstream media to dictate what's in our perception. In this day and age of the internet, if you're utilizing the talking heads on TV to gain your information and news, you are intellectually lazy, man. That's all I got to say, man. You're intellectually lazy. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is ghost.report. All right, that's what you type in your browser, and that's it. Ghost.report. Not to mention, not only is it the home of the live stream of this broadcast, it's also home to the archives, baby. So if you miss a show, go to the TCR Archives, hook it up. You know how it is, baby, all right? It's all there for your downloading pleasure, all right? It's as simple as that. And moreover, folks, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all right, what's going on in the chat room? I'm going to be in there tonight. Probably around 10:15 or so p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to come in and kick back with us, you want to chill with us, all you got to do is go to my Gab account right now. All right, Gab, it's the last bastion of freedom of speech on the internet today. You better get yourself a goddamn account if you don't have one now. And once you're there, you can follow me under the name Politics Ghost. All right, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, okay? And once you do, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all you got to do is click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you click the subscribe button for premium content, private message me on Gab with your Discord chat name, all right? It's as simple as that. Hit the subscribe button and then private message me on Gab with your Discord chat name, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple. Anyway, now that we've got that all out of the way, folks, let's move on to another subject matter. I want to talk a little bit about Tommy Robinson. Now, for you folks that are unaware, Tommy Robinson is an advocate. I shouldn't say an activist. I shouldn't say an advocate. An activist of right-wing political flavor out there in the UK. Now, Tommy Robinson, when I was on Twitter, he used to follow me. He's a hardcore anti-Muslim chap. He likes to expose the type of damage that Muslims are causing Britannia. He is from Britain. Now, for those folks that don't know, he's been a very controversial figure in Britannia. I don't think he's that controversial. I think what he's trying to do is save his country from an all-out invasion that he's seeing is happening in other European countries. Now, he's been arrested a few times. I mean, he's not somebody who has, been under the radar from UK authorities. They know exactly who he is. Now, what Tommy Robinson did, Tommy Robinson allegedly went and actually attempted to live stream outside of a courthouse where there was a Pakistani rape trial happening. Now, this Pakistani rape trial, from what I understand, includes, once again, children. And the judge presiding over this Pakistani rape trial put out a gag order for this rape trial. So what Tommy Robinson did was took his live stream and went in front of the courthouse so that he could potentially, I guess, ask people about the trial, or, basically, not listening to the gag order that was put forth by the judge. Now, as a result, once this was found out by the authorities, they went and literally picked up Tommy Robinson off the street and threw him in a van, and no one knows where the fuck he is. Okay, let's just put it like that. No one knows where he is. No one knows what's going on. No one. It's unbelievable. Now, on top of that, there is now a media blackout, like an Orwellian media blackout, uncovering the Tommy Robinson arrest in the local Britannia media. Now, this is very, very scary, folks. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am a fan of Tommy Robinson. They had a protest today in front of Downing Street demanding that Tommy Robinson be let free. But I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I know a lot of people in the UK, a lot of people from Britannia. They're in the inner circle. They're in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. And to be honest with you, every time I've asked their opinion on Tommy Robinson, it depended on where exactly they were raised in the UK. Now, if they were raised in the area in which Tommy Robinson was raised in, which was the lower working class areas of Britannia, you're going to find that most of those people are down with Tommy Robinson, ride or die. They're just down with Tommy Robinson, ride or die. It's the general UK populace that doesn't really like Tommy Robinson. Now, let me explain something here, folks, all right? Lest we forget, this is Britannia. And Britannia, they're very pompous when it comes to their class. Oh, yes, my boy, look at those rags you've got going on over there. They're very, very pompous in their class. And what's happening, and I've actually talked to people from the UK that have told me this. They're saying, look, I don't want Tommy Robinson representing Britain on a international level. He is not up to the class caliber of your average Briton. Now, if you listen to Tommy Robinson speak, okay, he doesn't sound like your average pompous, intelligent, articulate Brit. Like, oh yes, I am Tommy Robinson, and I am talking very eloquently and articulately in the English capacity, yes. No, he doesn't talk that way. He talks like our old friend Raiden Snake. Y'all remember Raiden Snake? He talks in that kind of dialect, like,
oh, you know what I'm talking about, these motherfuckers talking all that garbage, he's fucking, just shit,
and all that. So he has that, like, kind of like weird dialect that comes from a working class or upper class type, or excuse me, a working class or lower class type of environment. Now, because Tommy Robinson comes from a lower or working class environment, the average Britannia or the average Brit doesn't want Tommy Robinson speaking for him. I mean, they are actually embarrassed. I have actually had people from the UK tell me that they're embarrassed whenever they see Tommy Robinson on national television. That they're embarrassed whenever they see Tommy Robinson, committing activism somewhere. And the reason is because of the classic old school English class system. The old school English class system. They don't think that Tommy Robinson is proper enough. You understand? So, to represent Britannia in that capacity. And, folks, that's why Tommy Robinson never gets the best end of the stick whenever he is arrested. That's why the UK never gives him any breaks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not kidding. I mean, this is why. I mean, you would think that Tommy Robinson would have a little bit more support, considering that this man is trying to save Britannia from an all-out Islamic invasion. But because he's lower class, your average Briton or your average Brit they don't want him to speak for them. You know who they want? You know what kind of conservatism the average Brit wants? They want Rees-Mogg. Are y'all familiar with Rees-Mogg? Rees-Mogg is the latest conservative that is being touted as the potential replacement for Theresa May. You know, as the potential replacement for Theresa May. And, you know, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is what it comes down to when it comes to British politics. When it comes to British politics, that's what it comes down to, man. Anyway, folks, I've got somebody actually here that may want to talk on the subject. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get him into the room here. All right, he's in there. Let's go ahead and get to him here. Let me see if I can put you up. We've got the professor. Let's see if we got the professor on here. Hey, professor, can you hear me?
Evening, yes. Yes, I hear you loud and clear, yes.
All right, now you wanted to give us a little bit of a 411 information on this Tommy Robinson situation and, why Britannia is not looking as favorable on him on a massive scale like one would, considering he's such a political activist.
Well, it's as you said, he is very much working class. He's from Luton. He's of Irish heritage. So he is certainly not of the middle class or upper class British type that we usually elect for our right-wing figureheads. You know, look, for example, at previous figures such as Rees-Mogg, for example, Nigel Farage. He went to a public school, so, privately educated. And even prior so, you've got other figures like Enoch Powell or Sir Oswald Mosley. All of these figures roughly come from the upper crust, and, bloody Tommy Robinson doesn't, so he isn't.
So this is accurate, because I've always assumed this, and I've gotten this from a lot of people who have been patrons of the Inner Circle and True Capitalist Radio chat room. It is accurate to say that it's a class thing when it comes to Tommy Robinson, correct?
Yes, I would certainly say so. He's, working class. He's a member of an old football hooligans association, long string of violent crime, and several other bits. So he's certainly been associated with the ruffian types in our society.
So when it comes to Tommy Robinson, let me go ahead. So I'm sorry, my bad. I know my microphone was down there, folks. I'm sorry. So when it comes to Tommy Robinson, is he beating a dead horse? Is he, barking up the wrong tree? Is he fighting for the wrong country and for the wrong reasons? I mean, this is a man who's done prison time, for his activism. What is your opinion, Professor?
Well, I think ideologically he's got his heart in the right place. The problem is he's stuck with activism. Unlike prior figures, he hasn't moved into proper politics, so he hasn't stood for any political parties, he hasn't tried to enter any form of parliament or local government, and so he hasn't really got any protection from a political machine, which is how Farage managed to survive for so long, even though Farage isn't exactly of the same sort of anti-Muslim caliber as Tommy Robinson.
I see. So, let me ask you this. Since Tommy Robinson is arrested, and you do have a very good, well-rounded knowledge base as it pertains to English justice, what's happening to Tommy Robinson right now? Would you happen to know?
Well, he's probably locked up in a cell in his local jail or police constabulary, probably getting his rights read and planning some legal defense. Last I heard, he was on a suspended sentence for doing exactly what he was doing recently, so again filming outside of a courtroom and heckling jurors. I personally do agree that the fire needs to be put on those rape gangs, but unfortunately the law is the law, and we're not in a position to change it. So I suspect he's preparing his legal defense. He's got a very good support base with the football hooligan crowd, as well as a lot of online support, something like 300,000 plus people signing a petition to free him. I think, he might get a few weeks in prison to a few months. He should be okay in the long run. But, he probably will face the justice system, unfortunately.
Well, thank you very much there, the professor. Is there anything else you want to add on any of the other topics that we discussed today, or anything that you want to discuss? Now's the time. The floor is yours, sir.
No, that's all right. Hats off to the chaps in the United States for your Memorial Day. I've had several friends who've served in the U.S. forces, so cheers to them, and, have a good day.
Well, thank you very much, Professor. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your commentary. Once again, that was the Professor. He's a member of the True Capitalist radio show chat room. He wanted to comment a little bit about the Tommy Robinson situation and why, there may be some kind of a class situation going on when it comes to him and his arrest. So with that being said, I really appreciate the professor for giving us that insight. And once again, if you're in the True Capitalist Radio chat room and you want to be able to chime in on any of the subject matters that we're talking about, that's where you go, and that's how you get on the air, baby. And once again, if you're out there, you want to be a part of the broadcast, if you've got something to say to me, that's how you get there. The True Capitalist Radio chat room, baby. We can just patch you in. No big deal like that. But anyway, once again, getting back to the Tommy Robinson situation, I know that he's got a lot of followers out there, which is good. But if I were Tommy Robinson, I would have left Britannia, considering that it's obvious there is a class situation that's preventing him from being effective politically. And I think that if he wants to assert his activism, he should assert his activism in places where it would be appreciated. And it's obvious that it's not appreciated in the UK at this point in time. I do hope that the professor is right and accurate in that regard, in that he's just being read his rights, and at some point he'll come out and maybe doing a couple of weeks in prison or whatever the case might be and come out. But unbelievable situation happening, and like I said, I'm a big fan of Tommy Robinson. I'm looking from across the pond, but once again, Britannia is Britannia. All right? Britannia is Britannia. So with that being said, let's continue on, all right? I do want to say free Tommy Robinson, and I know there is a petition out there that you can sign, but at this point in time, in my opinion, I think that he is fighting a lost cause in Britannia. Now, no offense to the professor, but I think Britannia is gone. Now, let me explain why. Let me read you an article, or not even an article, a headline to an article that I read today, okay? UK judge says knives are too sharp and filing them down is a solution to solve the violent knife crime in Britannia. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this crap up, man. It's not the fact that you have a bunch of Yehudis and potential criminals that are roaming the streets of Britannia now like it ain't no big deal. But now you've got a judge actually claiming that knives are too sharp and that filing them down is a solution for solving the violent crime situation? Folks, not only do they have a situation with knifings, in the UK, they also have this new thing where they attack you with acid, that burns your skin and completely deforms you completely. That is a huge deal. That is a huge deal right now in the UK. And why is it? Because they outlawed guns. Remember all these stupid assholes like David Hogg, that stupid little soy boy fruit bowl ass crack, coming out here saying, "Oh, I'm scared to go to school because I'm a soy boy little faggot, and I need to take law-abiding citizens' Second Amendment away because I'm scared. I'm a fruit bowl." Are you kidding me? Look at what's happening to the UK, okay? Okay, you take away guns, they're knifing people like it's going out of style. They're throwing acid on people like it's going out of style. What, are you going to ban knives now? You're going to ban acid? Hell, they're utilizing trucks. They're utilizing trucks as terrorist weapons, for Christ's sake. But then again, trying to rationalize with the Euro cucks is just it's a defeatist situation. I mean, it's not even worth trying to rationalize with Euro cucks. Did you hear what these assholes in Germany are going to do? Did you hear this? Germany, believe it or not, is going to train refugees to be truck drivers in Germany. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm not joking! This is for real! They're going to train the same refugees that are utilizing big trucks as terrorist weapons. They're going to train them to become truck drivers to fucking... I can't believe this. This is what you get when you try to ration with Eurocucks. This is what you get when you try to ration with goddamn leftists. There's no rationalization with these people. They're stupid! I mean, this leftism, this new style of leftism, which is rooted in socialism and communism, is a disease, man! It's a fucked up disease! Oh, God, man, are you kidding? I'm not joking, folks. Look it up for yourself. Germany is going to train the people that are using trucks as a means of terrorism to truck drive their goods across the fucking country. I mean, just... Oh, my God. I mean, how much more evidence do you need to have for you all to realize that leftism is a fucking disease, man? It's a disease. It's a goddamn disease! I mean, to the point in which a UK judge, going back to the UK, says that, oh yes, knives are too sharp, and filing them down is a solution to stop the soaring violence and knife crime in the UK. Shut the fuck. Just shut up. Shut the hell up, for Christ's sake, man. I'm telling you, Satan must be... he must be fucking having a happy fucking go lucky time in hell right now. You know that? I mean, look at all this stupidity that's running rampant out here. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is legitimate lunacy. I bet you if we patched a patchway to hell right now, we would be hearing this in hell from the devil. I'm not even joking.
Europe and the Islamic world are mine.
I guarantee you that's exactly what the goddamn devil is saying right goddamn now. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He's probably like,
bow down, Eurocucks, to the evil satanic verses of Islam. There's nothing for you to do. There's nowhere for you to hide. There's no turning back.
I'm not joking. I mean, only the devil would find such humor in this fucking lunacy. I'm not even kidding around. I'm not even kidding around. I mean, all I've got to say is, that's Europe for you. That's Europe for you. Anyway, speaking of Europe, since we're talking about Europe, let's go ahead and stay on Europe. Did you hear what the EU's planning on doing? The EU is planning on banning plastic forks and straws, like plastic utensils. Because, we got to save the world, we got to save the earth, and we're banning plastic straws and plastic utensils because we got to save the earth. I mean, what? Why? Why? I mean... what kind of lunacy is this, man? I mean, plastic forks and straws. I mean, it goes back to what George Carlin said about global warming and climate change. You know what it comes down to? It's nothing more than a bunch of pompous-ass liberals who are afraid to be inconvenienced in their little cocoon of liberal safe space. And that's what this is all about. That's what all this climate change and all this global warming bullshit is about. I mean, let's be honest, and I'm paraphrasing George Carlin here, the great comedian. I mean, the Earth is a self-containing system. I mean, everything that we produce and we manufacture as human beings, we got it from the earth. And I think it was George Carlin that said, you know, and people think that a couple of plastic bags are going to save the fucking planet. And by the way, what the hell does that mean, save the fucking planet? I mean, who are we as human beings to claim that we can save the fucking planet, for Christ's sake? The planet has been here long before we ever came about. The planet has been here for millions of years, for eons, for ions. I mean, did you know that over 95% of the species that ever existed on this planet are now extinct? They're extinct! We didn't kill them! They just fucking went away! It's just a happenstance. It's what happens on this earth. And guess what? The earth rejuvenates itself and creates more life, and things continue, and the world keeps going on. All right? It's the same as it ever was. The same that it ever was. I'm telling you, man, it's the same as it ever was. So when I hear human beings talk about, oh, well, we got to save the planet. We got to save the planet. What a bunch of pompous ass pricks. What a bunch of pompous ass pricks. I mean, take a look at the lava all over that fucking island in Hawaii. Does that look like the Earth wanting you to help the planet? I mean, take a look at Mount St. Helens. It's starting to vent a little bit. And when it explodes, is that us helping the planet? No, that seems to me like the Earth is trying to shake our 7.4 billion fucking asses off of itself. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. I think that there's way too many people on the planet. And listen, you could call me one of these people that are elites or whatever the case might be, but let's be honest, we can't continue to sustain this. And now what's being projected as an idea to most of these people that are on the earth is this idea that once you're born on this earth, that you're entitled to food, that you're entitled to clothing, you're entitled to housing, and that's not the way the fucking world works. I've told you people 1,000 times again, take a look at every living organism on this planet. And every living organism has to kill and eat another living organism in order to survive. All right, just based on that premise, this idea of us saving the fucking planet is a moot point. It's bullshit. I mean, let's just be honest here, folks. I mean, what is the end goal of all these globalist authorities wanting to shove this global warming, climate change down our throats? They want to tax us for breathing. That's what it all comes down to. That's why they're saying carbon dioxide is bad for the earth. Folks, I remember when I was a young boy, and I went to elementary school a long time ago, one of the first things that my teacher taught me in elementary school was that carbon dioxide is what plants and trees breathe in, and plants and trees exhale oxygen. I mean, it's the nature's filter. It's nature's air filter, for Christ's sake. And yet, in this whole climate change debate, in this whole climate change nonsense, we have carbon dioxide as a factor of causing climate change. And that's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard in my life. And let's just say for the sake of argument that it is. Let's just say for the sake of argument that carbon dioxide is a major contributing factor to global warming or climate change or whatever the hell you want to say. Well, then why are we cutting down the trees so that we can prevent this carbon dioxide problem? Why are we cutting the Amazon? Why are we cutting down the forests? Why are we cutting down areas of the world that have mass vegetation that can breathe in this carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen so we can all have fucking air to breathe? Huh? How come nobody's talking about that shit? No, it's human beings' fault. You're right. We're going to have to tax everybody for breathing. And what is that tax going to fund? It's going to fund the global government, folks. You know it and I know it. That's why the UN is initiating all this climate change bullshit. So I'm sick and tired of hearing people with this climate change and global warming. I mean, how much of a pompous ass do you have to be that you think because you fucking go to the store with your fungi and fucking disease-infested bags, no longer in some fucking markets, you can't even have a paper bag or a plastic bag anymore. You got to take your own fucking bags to the grocery store. I mean, just because you take your own bags to the grocery store, just because you recycle your fucking cans, just because you recycle your fucking bags and you don't use plastic bags and all that, you actually think that you're doing something? I mean, seriously, you actually think that you're, saving the fucking planet? Get over yourself, you fucking faggot! Get over yourself! Oh, look at me, I'm saving my planet. I'm doing my part. I mean, give me a freaking break, man. Good God. And look, I got some idiot on Gab saying, it's carbon monoxide, not dioxide. Hey, asshole. CO2, they always talk about CO2 emissions, CO2. They're talking about carbon dioxide, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. And you see, these assholes are the reason why idiot concepts like global warming and fucking climate change are swallowed by the American people. Fucking ignorance, man. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, look, I'm done with this. You know what I'm going to end the show with here in the last 30 minutes? We're going to go over the Drudge Report. That's right, folks. We're going over the Drudge Report, going over some of the major headlines, and we're talking about it. So, hey, engineer, can you put on some, since we got all this new tech equipment because we're independent and shit, can you put on some, some background, typewriter or something so we can make ourselves sound like we're official, radio news people or something? Can you do that for me, engineer? All right, well, let's see what the engineer puts up for us. And when he does, we're going to go and talk about the Drudge Report right now. And for all you folks that don't know, the Drudge Report, you can get to their drudgereport.com, one of the best news aggregator sites out there on the web, to say the least. And we're just going to go over the headlines. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hey, that's badass, engineer, man. Thanks a lot, man. All right. Well, shit, this sounds like some professional shit here, man. Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about the Drudge Report here, okay? Black or blonde, Starbucks trains staff on bias. That is correct. Aren't they supposed to be having that diversity training day at all Starbucks at this point because of this bad press that they've been having? Yeah, give me a freaking break, for Christ's sake. Let's continue going. Coca-Cola launches its first alcoholic drink. I got to click on this. This is clickbait. Let me see this. Lemon-flavored alcoholic soda hits the shelves of Japan. All right, let's take a look at it. This is out of the Wall Street Journal. Let me see who is written by. It's written by Suratapia Bhattacharya. Okay? Now, don't ask me, all right? This is out of Fukuoka, Japan. A fizzy lemon-flavored alcoholic drink that went on sale in Japan on Monday marked Coca-Cola's first fling at selling alcohol in its 132-year history. A sampling event in Fukuoka, I think that's how you say it, on Saturday, hundreds of people lined up for a taste, including some who didn't expect to find the U.S. company experimenting with Japanese-style booze. Interesting to say the least. So let's see if Coca-Cola can make its way in the alcoholic business. That's going to be very interesting. Medical mystery. Hillary Clinton bundles up like an Eskimo for Memorial Day parade. Well, didn't we have some footage of her, what looks like a bulging back brace in her recent outing? I mean, this broad was supposed to be the president, lest we forget. And lest we forget, we had idiot Democrats and liberals all across America trying to justify her health.
Like, oh, you're being sexist because you're questioning a woman's health.
Look at this broad, man. I'm surprised she's alive, man. And I wouldn't doubt if she's drinking the blood of small children to stay alive. I'm not fucking around. These fucking Clintons are disgusting. You make me sick, Hillary. And I'm glad you were not the president, for Christ's sake. And listen, shut up! Stop crying about the election, Hillary. You're whining like an old broad. I'm serious. I mean, you're whining like a fucking old broad. You're perpetuating the stereotype, you stupid stankosaurus, slutbag, whorebag, Jehudi jawboning bitch. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's go to the next headline on Drudge Report. 2020 Democratic poll, Obama tops the choice for Democrats in 2020 for president. Can you believe this? Oprah? Michelle Obama is second. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Are you kidding me? You're going to run a self-professed hooker, because I don't know if y'all read the biography of old Oprah Winfrey, but she used to like to sell her ass so she could get some money. I don't know if y'all have heard that. She was a little like 17, 18-year-old Oprah Winfrey whore turning tricks out there to get the better things in life. I mean, she admitted it. She's self-proclaimed whore bag, etc. Or a tranny, you know? Or a fucking tranny. I mean, Jesus Christ. This is what the Democrats want to run. This is what defines the Democrats, folks. This is why 2018 is so important, and we have to elect people that are pro-Make America Great Again policy. We have to. We got to do it, man. All right, let's continue going. We got power outage strands roller coaster riders at amusement park. Well, you know, life's a risk, man. You know, if you're going to be taking a roller coaster, you got to know that at some point there's going to be a malfunction problem. So hopefully nobody got hurt. Black teens accused of running over white female cop. Police caught video pummeling mother on beach. I mean, what's going on with all this violent crime? You know, the black teens that ran over that one female cop. Are y'all familiar with this? This is out of Baltimore. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of the Miami Herald piece out here by Jenna Marbella. Maryland police officer's death ignites a racial firestorm. Baltimore, it's hard to think of a more volatile mix. 4 young black males from Baltimore City accused in the death of a white female police officer in Baltimore County. Authorities say 3 of the young teenagers were breaking into homes when the 4th ran over the officer in a stolen Jeep. Predictably enough, social media, call-in radio, and other forums blew up. A sampling from the Baltimore County Police and Fire Facebook page. I was hoping that they'd kill him during apprehension. What a waste of life. He's currently breathing air that some decent person could be breathing. Here's another one. I personally am tired of good-for-nothing hood rats committing adult crimes and people saying crap like, he had hard times growing up. Society made him do these things because he had no role models, etc. Here's another one. I hope all of you whites have the same level of outrage the next time one of your youths decide to shoot up a school of innocent children. You all are a disgusting group of devils. You see this? Here we go again. Here we go again with all this racial division, for Christ's sake, all right? I mean, lest we forget, okay, that the reason that there is so much crime in Baltimore is because it is a democratically run city. It's run by Democrats. And haven't you noticed that every city that's ran by Democrats is a complete and utter criminal shithole? I mean, why can't we make this correlation? You know? And the other headline is that police is caught on video punching a woman in the head on the New Jersey beach. Okay? A violent arrest on New Jersey's beach was caught on camera. Police in Wildwood said they've launched an investigation after a video surfaced showing one of their officers punching a young woman in the head on Saturday. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez reported on Sunday night. The woman was confronted about underage drinking, but things got heated quickly after officers pinned the 20-year-old down to the ground, one punching her in the head in front of a shocked crowd. Now, I want to be completely honest. I mean, you officers, you don't need to be punching anybody in the head, especially a 20-year-old loudmouth cunt. I mean, you could easily just take her down, spray her, use an arm bar, get her apprehended. There's no reason to be out here punching a woman. And, you know, that's really the fine line with police officers nowadays. You know, I mean, I am not saying that all police officers are bad. But I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. Once you guys get a few years of that authority, you all think that you're Johnny Law and you can do whatever it is that you want. You think that you can go and mess around with law-abiding citizens. And you know what I've noticed with police officers is that when they find out that you're not in the system, they try to do everything they can that's within their legal framework to get you in the system. I mean, I've seen many cops go up to these fucking revolving door criminals while they're committing crime and let them go because, he's just going to get out anyway. But have you be somebody that has never committed a crime, oh, man, these police officers are more than willing to go above and beyond to make sure they put you in the system and you can get fingerprinted and you can get your mug shot, etc. And you see, this is where cops need to start taking their heads out of their abusive power asses and realize that you're there to serve and protect. But in actuality, folks, most cops, they're not there to serve and protect. They're there to tax collect. And that's why I'm saying, that's why the Second Amendment of the Constitution was put there so that we could protect ourselves. We can't rely on police officers to be there to save the day when somebody is breaking into our home or somebody is trying to home invade into our house or somebody's trying to carjack our car. I mean, haven't you noticed that most of the time, whenever there's crime, whenever there's something happening and people call the police are always there after the fact. They're there when the body's on the floor in a puddle of its own blood. They're there when the home's already been broken in, the car's been stolen, the kid's been kidnapped, and what? What do you see? You see the proverbial scene of a bunch of cops hanging out, you know, playing pocket pool, laughing at each other, talking about what they're gonna eat at lunch shift, and then this kind of crap. And then whenever cops have to truly engage a perpetrator, whenever they have to truly engage a violent perpetrator, we're finding that more times than not, they can't deal with it, and they get hurt. They get killed. And this is a serious issue, considering you've got people claiming that we need to outlaw the Second Amendment. And if we outlaw the Second Amendment, who are we reliant on to keep us safe? These same police officers who can't even keep us safe now. They can't even keep us safe now. I mean, look at all the cops that are dying, man. They're dying because they're not trained to handle these types of violent perpetrators. They're trained to handle paperwork. They're trained to write a report. They're trained to, you know, understand the cop code and the code to use over the walkie-talkies and shit like that. This is why we need police officers that are going to truly care about this country and their community and not abuse authority because they can. They should assert their authority because they need to. And you know something, folks? I hate to bring up San Antonio or San Hambonio into this equation, but I live in this city right now. I bought a property here. I'm in my new home and shit. I'm armed to the T. My whole property is gated. I've got several layers of security for a reason. Because, folks, this is one of the most violent cities in America right now. I mean, if you take a look at San Antonio news, I mean, it is an embarrassment. Murders, rapes, child molestations, burglaries, home invasions, you name it. And you know what's really ironic is that San Antonio Police Department are one of the highest funded police departments in the nation. You know that the city of San Antonio takes in, I think, almost $2.5 trillion in revenues each year from the city. That's how much it takes in. $2.5 trillion. And $900 million of that goes exclusively to the San Antonio Police Department. One of the most well-funded police departments in the fucking country. And yet, even though it's well-funded, Even though there's cops on every fucking corner stopping people, even though they have all this shit, they got all these cars that don't look like police cars, and they got all this technology, they've got these fucking things that scan your license plate and all this bullshit, they still can't make this city somewhat safe. They still can't stop murders and stabbings and home invasions and burglaries and shit. I mean, folks, this proves that police officers cannot be the last line of defense. The last line of defense has to be your Second Amendment. You understand? The Second Amendment. And that's why I'm very critical about police. I understand that the president is pro-cop. I'm pro-cop. But we have to be honest with ourselves. Even if you're a law-abiding citizen, cops like to abuse their authority. They think they're Johnny Law, especially when they're partying off duty. Have you ever seen a cop party off duty? They all think that they are big badasses. They all think that they can fight anybody and that they're above the law and nothing can happen to them. I've personally seen cops partying at bars in groups, get into fights, kick the dudes' asses that they get into fights with, and then throw them in jail. I mean, no one should have that type of abusive authority. I don't give a shit what you are. And that's what the cops need to start taming. They need to stop taming the abuse of authority. Then members of the community would be more than happy to work with the police. But now, folks, I'm afraid to even talk to a police officer. Because you know what police officers do? As soon as you come in contact with a police officer, they're trained to try to build a case against you. They try to size you up, ask you specific questions that could potentially incriminate you, and have them just cause to throw you in handcuffs and put you in jail. And believe it or not, folks, it is legal for the police to lie to you in an investigation. It is legal for the police to lie to you. It is illegal for us to lie to them. And what the police purposely try to do is get you into a lie. They know that people don't like to say where they're going. So the first thing that cops try to do is ask you where you're going. And if they get you in a lie later on in the conversation and say, wait a minute, I thought you said you were going here and here. Once you do that, you've lied to the police officer and you've justified detainment and you're justifying him building a case against you. That's why don't even talk to police officers. I mean, I hate to say this, man, but don't even talk to them. If they talk to you, don't even say nothing. You've got the right to remain silent. The only thing that you should say to them is that, am I being detained? And they'll know exactly what you're doing when you say, am I being detained? And if they say that you're being detained, you need to ask them, what crime am I committing or am I about to commit to justify this detainment? And if they can't do it, then you call for a supervisor and be persistent on throwing the book at these crooked cops. Most people, they don't pursue the internal affairs and the pursuit of trying to discipline a cop. You want to know why, folks? Because the cops are their own gang. Try to file a complaint against a cop and see if your house doesn't get monitored by a police officer that's just right in front of your house. Go talk and try to put a cop in some precarious situation through internal affairs and see if there's not choppers over your house at 2 in the morning trying to intimidate you. I mean, this is what the problem is. You know? This is what the fucking problem is. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off keister there. We're supposed to be going over going over the headlines and Drudge Report. I didn't mean to get off keister about all that, but you know, it needs to be said. So let's continue moving on, all right? All right, angry neighbors make toll on the street to close shortcut. I don't know, can they do that? That's actually a pretty good idea. I mean, I don't know if y'all have ever been into a neighborhood that's a shortcut to a main street. But, you know, that could be pretty big pain in the ass because that's the general public going through your private neighborhood street in an attempt to create a shortcut. And, you know, the general public, you know, that's the general public. It could be loud assholes that are drinking and driving, people basing, you know, putting the bass out of their car, and all that crap. I mean, can the neighborhood do that? I mean, I would think that the city would have a big problem that the neighborhood is collecting tolls that the fucking city isn't taking a cut out of, man. I could only imagine. I could only imagine. That's actually rather interesting, to say the least. Anyway, next headline, TV journalist covering storm die when tree falls on car. Yeah, I heard about this, folks. Unbelievable story out of Polk County, North Carolina. And the reason that you're seeing all these tornadic storms and whatnot is because the tropical storm Alberto, which is approaching the south, which is already hitting parts of Florida. You're having a lot of different activity out in the East Coast, Southeast area. And unfortunately, WYFF News 4 anchor, WYFF News 4 anchor Mike McCormick and WYFF News photojournalist Aaron Schmelzer died on Monday when a tree fell on their SUV while covering a storm. Unfreaking believable. You're talking about an act of God. That was an act of God right there, man. Unbelievable. I mean, just imagine. I mean, and I've seen this. I don't know if y'all have done, like, YouTube searches on, like, tree branches that fall either in front of cars or just right after cars or on. I mean, that's just an act of God. That's fate. I mean, don't you think? That's unbelievable. Like, the tree meets the car that kills the people. Unbelievable, man. Unfreaking believable. The accident happened on Highway 176 in Polk County while they were covering the impact of heavy rain that was in the area. What a horrible story, man. Rest in peace to these poor guys that are just trying to cover a storm, and lo and behold, a big, huge branch just falls, just happens to fall right at the same time they're at that position in time. Unbelievable, man. I hate hearing stories like that, man. I hate hearing. They're talking about, what is this? Hawaii in the next headline on Drudge. Kaluea is pumping out VOG. All right, VOG is created by vapor, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide gases that are released. So, you know, why doesn't these climate change and these global warming pricks go out there and find this volcano? How about that? Huh? How about that? Why don't you go charge the carbon credits from the fucking volcano that's putting all this shit in the air? Global warming pricks, climate change pricks. Jesus Christ. That's why I keep telling you, oh, we're going to save the planet. Get the fuck out of here. The planet is trying to save itself from us, you ungrateful pricks. That's why I kept telling you, man, just have a little bit of appreciation out here. Just have a little bit of appreciation for being so fucking selfish in an American soil. Jesus Christ. A study says that artificial intelligence is better at finding skin cancer than doctors. Well, I don't know. What do you got to say to that? I don't even know what the hell to say to that, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, I don't like the direction in AI that we're going towards, because, I mean, at some point, we're going to have so many AI, artificial intelligent technological widgets and gadgets and manufacturing that humans are going to be obsolete at some point. Maybe that's the intention. I mean, take a look at all the losers that are autistic and Asperger's and, you know, worship cartoons and play video games that are worthless members of society that are doing nothing, that are contributing nothing, that are burdens to their family, that are burdens to society. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, I'm tired of, let me move on, folks. All right, we're almost done with the broadcast anyway, all right? Let's move forward. Drudge Report headlines. We're covering them right now. China steps up pace in new nuke arms race. What, is China trying to flex nuts? Are you trying to flex nuts, China? Huh, you paper tiger? You're surrounded by nuclear powers. I don't know why you think that you're going to be able to flex nuts. You're scared shitless of India. Anyway, China steps up pace in new nuclear arms race with the U.S. and Russia as experts warn of rising risk of conflict. You know what? So what if there's conflict? China's a fucking paper tiger. I guarantee you that once the Chinese government, the communist government goes, the Chinese people are going to be fucking in the streets throwing tulips at American soldiers or whoever the hell fucking kicks the shit out of the goddamn communists out there. I mean, they don't want to live under this communist crap. They don't. They're sick of it. Lest we forget Tiananmen Square. Give me a freaking break. And by the way, do you trust anything that was manufactured by China, let alone a nuclear weapon? That shit's going to break down in 5 years, and they're probably going to cause their own nuclear meltdown. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let's continue going here. Chelsea Manning tweets suicide note. Picture of self on ledge of tall building. We talked about that. She should have just jumped. All right? At least we would have had something to laugh about today. Media blackout as Trump Congress makes sufficient progress on agenda. What have we been talking about? That's what I discussed in the second hour. The lamestream media refuses to cover anything that the president is doing. I mean, this man has made diplomacy look like second nature. I mean, as I stated, all the hostages that he has gotten freed from all across the world with no concessions, the bowing down by Kim Jong-un, the bowing down by Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela. I mean, come on, you stupid, dumb pricks. Why don't you cover something? Why don't you cover something, for Christ's sake, man? Anyway, let's move on. LeBron is back to the finals, folks. As a matter of fact, I've got money on the Game 7 between Houston and Golden State. I know I should have taken Houston, but let's be honest, man. Golden State's going to kick the shit out of them. But if anybody could give me the 4-1-1 on that freaking game, I'd appreciate it. But you know what? Listen, I'm tired of people saying that LeBron James is anything close to Jordan. They've been talking about that recently. Are you fucking kidding me? Jordan didn't need other players to complement him. Jordan forced his team to play at his caliber. I mean, when Michael Jordan was on that floor and he passed you the ball, you better make that fucking shot or you weren't going to be on the Bulls team. Do you understand? I mean, Michael Jordan was that type of player that inspired others to play better, to do more than they were expected. Are you kidding me? LeBron James even close to freaking Michael Jordan? I'm tired of that. Don't even compare this goofy, receding hairline, bell pepper-nosed, ignorant asshole to damn Michael Jordan, all right? Okay, the only thing that he has over Michael Jordan is that he's a little bit buffer than Michael Jordan, but big deal. No comparison. I mean, Michael Jordan was fucking poetry in motion. That's why they called him Air Jordan. It was fucking poetry in motion. I remember one shot where he was in midair and about to do a layup with the right hand and then switched it in midair to the left hand and made the fucking layup. Unbelievable. Please do not compare this stupid, idiot, ignorant, fucking bell pepper nose LeBron James with Michael Jordan again, all right? Give me a break. Anyway, let's continue going. Nightmare. Brazil president insists end to truck strike. Close. And for you folks that aren't aware, aside from the fact that Brazil is having, unbelievable crime that's jeopardizing the civility of the whole damn country, the truck drivers in Brazil have decided to go on strike. So aside from that, the Brazilian people are now at a standstill with their goods and services being, moved from point A to point B. So be expecting a lot more crime from Brazil, okay, folks? Be expecting a lot more crime from Brazil. Right, Satan?
Yes! This leftist world is all mine! Keep on serving me, leftist! Keep on!
As you can see, Satan is, he's pretty happy about it. So let's move on here. We're running out of time here. We got about 2 minutes left, but we're going to go a little over so we can, cover some of these headlines on Drudge here. We've got Yankees crowd loudly boos Giuliani on his birthday. Ah, fuck, what a bunch of ungrateful New York pricks. I mean, give me a fucking break. Did you know, you dumb New Yorkers, that New York was a subterranean shithole before Giuliani became the mayor of that city? And for all those that don't believe me, why don't you take a look at a couple of movies that were made out of New York, for fuck's sake? I mean, one of them in the 70s was Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro, directed by Martin Scorsese. Take a look at the subterranean shithole New York was in the 70s. You want to take a look at another movie? Take a look at the movie Big with Tom Hanks, in which some kid makes a wish on the Zoltar little wish game and ends up becoming an adult overnight. Take a look at that movie. And you know what you'll find? You'll find that the character, the Tom Hanks character, is staying in Times Square. And if you take a look at Times Square at the time, you know what Times Square was prior to Rudolph Giuliani? It was a bunch of hookers, porn shops, and low-grade motels for people to take their tricks. Do you understand me? That's what New York Times Square was. All right? That's what New York Times Square was. It was a fucking ghetto hole. It was a fucking prostitution fucking gay hole. I mean, don't y'all understand that Giuliani was the one that cleaned up New York? He was the one that enacted laws that moved out all those porn shops, all those sex show shops, all those motels out of Times Square. And that's why Times Square has nothing but the best businesses, the biggest news networks everywhere. You see in Times Square is affluent corporate America. And who made that happen? Rudolph Giuliani, you ungrateful New York pizza-eating pricks! God damn it! I mean, I should know about you stupid dumbass New Yorkers at this point in time. You re-elected de Blasio, that fucking communist. What a joke. You New Yorkers are a joke, for Christ's sake, man. Got all this money coming in and out of your goddamn city, but this is what you elect. This is what you elect, a fucking commie. Stupid New York pieces of trash. Gonna boo Giuliani. He cleaned up your fucking city! He cleaned up your goddamn city, you ungrateful New York pricks! Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, hey, did y'all see, in other news, okay? Did y'all see Mark Zuckerberg in front of the EU little commission there? Did you see when he tried to leave that the EU Commission wasn't going to let him leave? Did you see that shit? Did you see that shit? I mean, Zuckerberg looked like his fucking robotic body was about to malfunction because they weren't going to let him leave the questioning from the EU Commission. It was hilarious. It was hilarious, for Christ's sake, man. And you know what he thought? He thought that he could pull the same shit that he pulled off with the Congress testimony. But lest we forget, Zuckerberg, that those people that were questioning you, you put money in their campaign contribution account, Zuckerberg. That's why they were giving you nothing but bullshit questions. Over here in the EU, don't you understand, Zuckerberg? Even though you're promoting socialism, even though you're promoting this leftist progressivism, I hope you understand now, Zuckerberg, that you are deemed a capitalist because you are worth $40 billion, and those fucking socialists in the EU don't like you. Those socialists in the EU don't like you unless you give them 40%, 50% of that $40 billion to the EU. Then all of a sudden you're going to be their big fucking pal. You could take your little stupid robotic charm and shove it right up your goddamn fucking Zuckerberg ass. All right? Those fucking Euro cucks hate you, Zuckerberg. You look like a fucking idiot. No, I don't want him to leave. He needs to answer more questions. You need to answer more questions, Zuckerberg. He didn't want to let him leave. It was funny as hell. All right? It was funny as fucking hell. Anyway, Pope Francis is now facing a pushback from Catholic Church conservatives. Oh, well, finally, it took... What's about fucking time? Where the hell have you been? This fucking guy... Francis has been wiping his ass with the Bible for the past couple of years. Where the fuck have y'all been? I mean, have y'all heard Pope Francis lately? Oh, it's okay to be gay. God made you that way. God made you gay. It's okay to be gay because God made you that way. I mean, give me a fucking break. I mean, are you saying this, Francis, to justify your pedophile cult and all the sexual abuse your fucking church did to all the kids? Is that why you're saying it? Huh? Is that why you're saying gay is okay, you fucking piece of shit? Makes me sick. Jesus Christ, it's about time you goddamn Catholic conservatives start pushing back at this fucking blasphemous Pope. They're finally starting to call him a heretic. Finally. It took long enough, for Christ's sake, man. It took long enough. Don't you understand? This is the equivalent of a pedophile cult, for Christ's sake, man. Freaking Catholic conservative. Yeah, about time, you freaking idiots. It's about fucking time. What do you have to say about it, Satan?
Keep doing what you're doing, Catholic Church. You are my whore of Babylon.
So, as you can see, I mean, this guy's doing the devil's work, as you can see here. What a pope. You know, what a fucking pope. Anyway, last but not... Well, we got a couple more stories. We got a couple more headlines. L.A. stories. So out of L.A. Robber holding up a restaurant shot by a customer at a drive-thru. Aw, doesn't that put a damper on anti-guns? Huh? I mean, wouldn't you want to be the man or woman that saves the day during some armed robbery? I mean, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting to be put in a situation in which there's an armed robbery going on, and I could just pull my gun and I swear to God, I would unload and make sure that this son of a bitch never comes back. Because the last thing we need is somebody that has the fucking evil to go and pull a gun on somebody just so that they can get their goods and their property and their money. There's nothing worse than that. I'll take that back. There is something worse than that, a fucking pedophile. But so what, man? If you're committing crime, I think that you deserve to be shot. I mean, I'm not kidding. I have a big piece of property now. It's all gated up. If I see anybody on this property, I'm shooting. You understand? I mean, I'm letting everybody know I am blasting anyone that's on this property because this property is all locked up. So... basically, if you're on here, you're signing your own fucking death warrant. And that's the way it should be. Because it was John Locke in the Second Treatise of Government, for all those political theoretical scholars out there, that said that the human being, a man, is in his ethical and moral right to take another man's life that infringes on his or her property. So if someone is going to come in and take my property, according to John Locke, who was one of the theological forefathers of our Declaration of Independence and our Constitution, he even believed that if you are going to infringe upon one's property, if you are going to take one's property, then you deserve death. And that's all there is to it. That's why in Texas, baby, not only are we pro-Second Amendment, but we can walk around with a semi-automatic weapon on our shoulder without anybody having anything to say about it out here in Texas, baby. And that's why I love being a Texan, baby. Woo! I love being a Texan. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. All right, let's go ahead and turn off the damn typewriter engineer. Anyway, folks, this has been a pretty decent Memorial Day True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, I would appreciate if everybody spreads this show link around like wildfire all over the internets, baby. All right? And the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is ghost.report. All right? That's what you type in your browser, ghost.report. And listen, man, I've got a lot of people on Gab begging me to bring back Radio Graffiti. I mean, why? Why? I mean, seriously, why? I mean, it's not like it's worth the shit anymore, for Christ's sake. And listen, even if I somewhat consider it, man, I mean, are you all willing to put your money where your mouth is? Because, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get paid for this show anymore, man. When I was on Blog Talk Radio, I got an average of $4,000 a fucking month doing this broadcast, all right? So I had a little bit of an incentive to deal with this whole fucking crap with Radio Graffiti. I mean, you all heard it. You all heard what I had to put up with on a fucking consistent goddamn basis. And now you want me to do it again? But what, for free? I don't get dick for this damn show anymore, folks. The only reason I'm doing it is so that I can perpetuate the political philosophy of right-wing political ideology and capitalism. That's why I do what I do. I am pro-Trump, and I'm trying to do whatever I can to make sure that everybody understands the truth about this man and about what this capitalist revolution is conducting in America today. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I will be back Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time right here at Ghost.Report. And, of course, I will be in the True Capitalist Radio chat room here in the next 30 minutes. And if you want to go in there and chat with me or chat with us, all you got to do is go to my Gab account right now. And if you don't have a Gab account, well, and by God, what the hell are you doing? It's the last bastion of freedom of speech on the internet today. You can follow me on Gab under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. And once you do, if you want to be a part of the chat room, the True Capitalist Radio official chat room, all you've got to do is hit the subscribe button for premium content. Hit the subscribe button for premium content. And once you do, just give me a private message on Gab. Give me a private message on Gab, and I will give you an exclusive invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room right when you do so. All right? Now, with that being said, folks, I know that you people want graffiti. Well, you know what, man? I mean, we're going to have to figure something out. I mean, what am I supposed to take all this fucking ridicule and all these fucking trolls for free, man? I'm not going to do that shit for free. Are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. I used to get paid $4,000 a month at Blog Talk Radio to conduct this show. Now I don't get shit. And not to mention, you know, Raiden Snake, should I even consider bringing back True Capitalist Radio?
Fucking Ghost, don't you even do it, Ghost. Don't go out there and don't you dare. Don't you dare bring back Radio Graffiti, because what these fucking trolls are going to do, they're going to come up my arse. And I don't want it. I don't want to put up with it anymore. I'm tired of these trolls. Don't you understand me, trolls? I fucking hate your fucking heart. I'm tired. I'm tired.
All right, well, obviously Raiden Snake is not very happy with the concept of potentially bringing back Radio Graffiti, but listen, we'll figure something out. Let's see if you trolls are willing to put your money where your mouth is, because remember, I'm going to have to be putting up with your fucked upness, all right? I'm going to have to be putting up with your fucked upness, to say the least. Anyway, folks, I'm getting out of here, all right? I hope everybody appreciated today's show, and we will be back Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, so make sure to be here. Anyway, folks, I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that I can end this broadcast whenever the fuck I want. That's the beautiful part about being independent, you know? Anyway, folks, thank you very much. And you know what we're going to have probably on Wednesday? You know what I'm thinking about having on Wednesday? I'm thinking about having Capitalist Confessions. Holy, 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 lick a high, lick a hiney hole, lick a hiney hole, lick a dirty hole. Capitalist Confessions for a Hump Day Wednesday. What does everybody think? But we'll see what happens, all right? Tune in with me Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to let everybody know about the True Capitalist Radio Show. God damn it, I love doing this broadcast now that I'm independent, and I hope to see you this Wednesday, 6:30 p.m., baby. And, hey, True Capitalist Radio chat room, I'll be in there, baby. I'll be in there in about 30 minutes. I'll be in there in about 30 minutes. I'm out of here. La 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 ho la la ha la la he la la ho la la ha la la ha. Lick a high, lick a hidey hole, lick a dirty hole, lick a dirty hole. I'm out of here. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism, death to socialism, and death to communism. I'm out of here. This was May 28, 2018, episode 572. I hope you're here for 573, baby. I'm out of here.